I've been making videos for almost 10 years, and I've done a lot of silly challenges during that time. So when my assistant producer Scarlet pitched me the idea of doing a mono bug type challenge to close out bug month, I thought, sure, it'll be hard, but at the end of the day, it's just another challenge run. I'm sure that I can do it. I had no idea how wrong I was. This challenge has been, by far, the single most difficult one that I've ever attempted. More difficult than hitting rank 1 in the ladder with Red's team, more difficult than using all normal types, god that was easy by comparison, more difficult than using only unevolved Pokemon. And I understand that that probably sounds ridiculous. How could bug type Pokemon be worse than Pokemon that literally haven't evolved yet? But it's true, and I'll tell you why. First, using exclusively Pokemon that all share a type is already a difficult challenge. Part of what makes Pokemon an interesting competitive game is that you can use your characters to cover for each other's weaknesses. And that becomes a lot harder when all of your Pokemon share their weaknesses. However, comparing Mono Bug to nearly any other mono-type challenge is not really fair, because Bug is by far the worst type in the game, and it's not even close. There's a couple reasons for this. First, Bug is a terrible type offensively. There are a whopping 7 types that resist it, and only 3 that are weak to it. Because many of the best Pokemon in the game have 2 types, and because Bug is resisted by so many types, you're almost never able to use a Bug type attack for super effective damage. There are like 2 mainstream Pokemon right now that are weak to Bug. Defensively, Bug is a lot more balanced, with 3 weaknesses and 3 resistances. However, when every Pokemon on your team is a Bug type, your defensive spread doesn't matter nearly as much. There's a bigger issue at hand here than just the typing being bad, and I would say that it is the single biggest reason that this challenge was so hard. The Bug type Pokemon themselves are awful. I'm not doing like a YouTuber exaggeration here. These Pokemon are so abysmal that I have trouble putting it into words, and I know from experience. I tried almost every bug type in the game. Over the entirety of the 3+ years that Scarlet and Violet has been out, there has only ever been 1 bug type Pokemon to reach above 1% usage for more than like a week. 1 out of the entire type! And I need 6 Pokemon to make a team! In some sick, twisted, cruel joke that Game Freak has set up apparently just for me, many of the best bug types are not in Scarlet and Violet. These are not many of the best Pokemon, they're simply the best bug types, but that doesn't matter because they're not around. To make matters worse, many of the more niche bug types that would be helpful for a challenge like this are also not in the game. I never thought I would mourn the lack of Parasect before, and yet here I am. These are Pokemon that are considered okay at best and extremely niche to, well, garbage at worst. And yet, I am denied even these scraps. But I'm not just limited in terms of the Pokemon themselves. I'm also limited in terms of what the Pokemon I have can actually do. Would you like to guess how many Bug-type Pokemon present in Scarlet and Violet can learn the quintessential supporting move, pivotal to a lot of strategies, Fake Out? If you guessed 0, you would be correct. What about one of the best moves in the game, the redirection move, Follow Me? Again, 0. Well, okay, what about like Final Gambit? This can be used to remove a threat at the cost of one of your own Pokemon, which I guess is a little bit like Fake Out and Follow Me, I guess. It kind of enables setup, or it would, but it doesn't matter because 0 bug-type Pokemon can learn it. I know Excelgor learns it, it's not in the game, okay? The final nail in the coffin as to what makes this challenge so difficult is the format. Up until last month, as of the time I'm filming this at the end of December, competitive Pokemon had been using a rule set called Regulation H, which banned all of the legendary and paradox Pokemon. With a lower power level across the board, my bug-type Pokemon could have had a slightly less uphill battle than they do now, because right now, the format is called Regulation F, and it unbans all of the Paradox and most of the legendary Pokemon. So as if it weren't bad enough to deal with Incineroar, Rillaboom, and Goldengo, I've also got to somehow find a way through Fluttermane, Urshifu, and Tornadus. I have never worked harder to make a team work and seen less success. I played over 100 best of 3s to try and get something to come together. That's between 200 and 300 games. I built more iterations, tried more Pokemon than I ever had before, and was still coming up with nothing. After a full week of waking up every morning to bang my head into a bug-shaped wall, I entered a tournament, and I went 1 win and 3 losses before I dropped out completely defeated. To be blunt, I almost never fail these challenges. Sure, I don't win every time I enter a tournament, but my goal when I take on something like a monotype tournament run is to give you all an idea of how far you could expect to go if you took the concept to its peak, or at the very least, how hard you'd have to work to get games that are playable. I've had plenty of tournaments where I didn't make it into the final bracket while under some ridiculous team building constraint. But because I still felt like I made the games competitive and I won enough of them, I considered the challenge a success. Here, with a week of work under my belt and a single win in the tournament that I only barely got, by the way, I was demoralized, defeated, and completely discouraged. Now, I should say that these 4 games, while I didn't win, were genuinely very funny as long as you aren't me. And while I won't be showing them in this video, they are available on the Patreon if you would like to watch me suffer more for yourself. But okay, hang on, if that tournament isn't what I'm covering in this video, what is? Well, after my defeat, I went back to the team builder because there was one Pokemon that I'd been using that hadn't been pulling its weight. And I suspect you will be surprised to learn that the final Pokemon dropped from the roster is the only bug type Pokemon to have above 1% usage in Scarlet and Violet. And the Pokemon that I gave the title of the best bug type Pokemon ever, Volcarona. So before I tell you about the Pokemon that are on the team, let me tell you about the one who isn't. Volcarona is a pretty flexible Pokemon with 2 main sets that it's seen success with. First and more well known is the setup set, which uses the move Quiver Dance to boost 3 of its stats, and then output huge damage. Here's the thing, there are no good bug type support Pokemon that can protect Volcarona while it sets up. And there are no good bug type offensive Pokemon to supplement its damage once it gets boosted. So even though setup Volcarona is strong, it needs some help to unlock its full potential. Help that I don't have access to. I would Quiver Dance twice, my opponent would send an Incineroar, knock off Flare Blitz, that was it. I'd lose Volcarona, nothing I could do. The other way to use Volcarona is a support set, using moves like Rage Powder, Struggle Bug, and Tailwind to create space for a powerful partner to get to work. But I don't have access to any powerful partners, which means a support Volcarona is like a bodyguard with no body to guard. So Volcarona isn't gonna fly. But if the best bug type Pokemon ever isn't on the squad, who on earth is? Well, first, I want to tell you about some of the other bugs that didn't make it on to try and get ahead of some of the comments that are like, well, you could have used Blip Bug. I'm telling you, I looked at every single bug type. Every single one. Masquerain is the only bug type with Intimidate, so I had it on the squad for a while with Choice Scarf, but Timid Masquerain is slower than Adamant Urshifu, so I'd be outsped in one shot by Choice Scarf Urshifu, and also Air Slash didn't even KO despite Urshifu not being bulky and Air Slash being super effective. Galvantula I thought had potential against the Urshifu forms, but it's just so bad. Smart players would just deal with it with any Pokemon that weren't weak to it, while I couldn't do anything back. Volbeat and Illumise were early standouts that got cut from the roster early on because while their prankster moves could be strong in theory, in practice there just weren't enough good bug types to support to make it worthwhile to have Pokemon that just didn't do any damage. Slitherwing has the best stats of any bug type, but its terrible typing and awkward speed tier meant that it got cut pretty early on. I thought that Leaveney could be an Urshifu answer paired with like a Manual Sun partner, but it doesn't even learn Solar Blade, and Leaf Blade doesn't KO Urshifu. Why does it not learn Solar Blade, by the way? It has like swords for arms, right? Scizor and Scyther both stood out in theory, but they just don't do enough damage against any opponent with Intimidate, and their bulk isn't good enough to justify their reliance on low power moves. I could go on, but I'll stop there. But I want you to know that if it's a bug type and if it's in Scarlet and Violet, I either tried it or built theory around it extensively. Here's some of the other bug types that I used and considered. If you're thinking to yourself, wow, it really seems like Wolf suffered, I did. And if you want to reward my suffering and encourage me to do it again, you should subscribe. You have the power to make the number go up and trick my brain into forgetting how bad this experience was, so I can do more stupid challenges like this in the future. Anyway, we've talked about a lot of bug types that aren't in the team, so I think it's high time that we talk about the ones that actually made the roster. Starting with the Pokemon that turned out to be the carry of this entire operation, Yanmega. Bzzz. Yanmega is a Pokemon that I've used before, and I actually really like it. It was actually one of the Pokemon that I added last to this team, replacing Masquerain. There's 2 main reasons to use Yanmega. First, its ability Speed Boost. This makes Yanmega faster at the end of every turn, which ends up being really important. Because my Pokemon aren't strong enough, it's not really worth investing in a lot of the more dedicated speed control options such as Tailwind, but I still want ways of outspeeding my opponent. Yanmega getting faster every single turn is one way that I can do that. The other reason to use Yanmega is its secondary typing of Flying. While Flying isn't great for bug defensively, it's actually really important offensively. Urshifu is a massive problem for the team as a whole, and having a Pokemon that can outspeed it and hit it for super effective damage is crucial. Unfortunately, Yanmega isn't strong enough to KO Urshifu, but that's a problem for later. Yanmega will run Detect to keep itself safe and accumulate speed boosts, and Air Slash and Bug Buzz for coverage. When I ran Yanmega last year, I gave it Tailwind as the final move, but as I told you, Tailwind isn't actually doing much for me here. Which is why the last move on this Yanmega is the 60% accurate Hypnosis. While I don't normally like inaccurate moves, the chance to put a target to sleep and render them unable to attack for up to 3 turns is one of my only ways of leveling the playing field against teams full of much stronger Pokemon. Hitting Hypnosis won't even be enough to win on its own, but it will buy me time to try and play catch up since I start every battle so far behind. Grass-type Pokemon and Pokemon holding the safety goggles item are typically used to stop the sleeping moves of Spore and Sleep Powder, but they won't protect my opponents from Hypnosis. Yanmega will hold the Focus Sash, one of the best defensive items in the game, meaning it'll always take 2 hits to KO it. It's trained to outspeed Monoslandorus and survive Mystic Water Urshifu Surging Strikes, and it's using a Terra type of Ghost to get around Fake Out and Extreme Speed in a pinch. I need another Pokemon that can be fast and outspeed foes, especially given that Yanmega needs speed boosts before it can attack. For this role, I chose to use Choice Scarf Kleavor. As a bug and rock type, it gives me a resistance to normal, which is crucial given that Terra Normal Dragonite was able to KO basically my entire roster otherwise. The rock typing is also useful offensively, as it's able to hit the fire type Pokemon that my bugs are weak to, especially Ogerpon Hearthflame and Incineroar. What's nice is that Kleavor's signature move Stone Axe is not only boosted by its sharpness ability, but it also sets up the stealth rocks whenever it hits a target. This passive damage can be instrumental in breaking opposing Focus Sashes and getting chip damage across the board. Kleavor can also use X-Scissor, which gets boosted by sharpness, and U-Turn for a pivoting move. The last move I gave it is Terra Blast, which combos with my Terra Ghost. This is an emergency button against Fluttermane, as with the Choice Scarf and a speed boosting nature, Kleavor can actually outspeed it. With my speed secured, I now need to get some damage on the roster, and there's one Pokemon that I've got my eye on. See, bug-type Pokemon were not given a lot, but there is one ability that is ridiculously strong that's given to bug-type Pokemon more than any other type. It's called Tinted Lens, and it's the reason why the third member of this team is Low Kicks. Tinted Lens is easy to understand. See, normally when a Pokemon does not very effective damage, what that means is that the damage dealt is cut in half. But if that Pokemon has the Tinted Lens ability, the damage then gets doubled, canceling out the resistance unless both your opponent's types resist your move. What this means is that if you power up Low Kicks enough, your opponent won't be able to rely on the type chart to save themselves. So Low Kicks is using all of Terra Dark, Life Orb, and Swords Dance to boost its damage output. But what ties it all together is the fact that, as a bug and dark type, it gets access to Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch has priority, meaning that it will move before most other moves, and can be used to pick up most foes after a Swords Dance and a Terra. You can think of Low Kicks as if it were the glass cannon version of Kingambit, where it has way worse stats and typing, but it's able to output way more damage against Pokemon that would otherwise resist Dark. Funnily enough, Low Kicks is running a Kingambit moveset with Protect, Swords Dance, Sucker Punch, and a secondary Dark type attack in Knockoff. But in order for Low Kicks to set up, it does need some help. It's just way too frail to set up on its own, and while it is true that many of the best supporting tools in the game are denied to me, there is an inferior version that I can use. Rage Powder is like Follow Me, except that it doesn't work on grass types and Pokemon holding the safety goggles item and Pokemon with the Overcoat ability, and maybe there's something else that I'm forgetting too. But we play the hand we're dealt, and frankly it's all that I've got here. 4 fully evolved bug-type Pokemon learn Rage Powder, but I'm really not so sure about any of them. I told you earlier why Volcarona got sent home, and Ariados and Venomoth aren't exactly what I would call top-shelf Pokemon. Vivillon has seen success previously, but since Yanmega has the same typing and is holding the Focus Sash, it's definitely not going to be able to live long enough to support anything here. I need something bulkier, which is why my 4th team member is a fully unevolved Pokemon. Venonat. I told you that I wasn't a fan of Venomoth, so why Venonat? Well, Venonat is a Pokemon I actually just used in my most recent draft league. Despite not looking very threatening, it's able to use the Eviolite item to increase its defensive stats to totally respectable levels, something that Venomoth and Volcarona aren't able to do. It uses that defense to not only shield its teammates from harm with Rage Powder, but also to launch Sleep Powders against unprepared foes. Normally, the downside of Sleep Powder is that it's only 75% accurate, but thanks to Venonat's Compound Eyes ability giving it a 30% accuracy boost across the board, it winds up at 97% accurate, which is close enough to 100% for me. Is what I would say if I didn't lose a set by missing 2 Sleep Powders in the first tournament that I entered with this team. Hopefully, this time, Venonat will remember to open its eyes. Rounding out the moveset is Protect and Struggle Bug. I didn't want Venonat to be useless if it ever got taunted, and I like that Struggle Bug has some utility because it hits both opponents and lowers both of their special attacks. I went with Terra Water as this is one of the only Pokemon on my team that can handle Urshifu. Well, they can't even really handle it, but it can at least survive a hit of a Terras. Now, at this point, the team had some major issues. Tornadus' flying type spread move, Bleak Wind Storm, was tearing through my team. And Incineroar was a nightmare for my 2 physical attackers who are weakened by Intimidate, and my 2 special attackers weak to fire who can't get rid of it quickly. To give myself tools against both, I've added the water and bug type Araquanid. Araquanid helps against Tornadus thanks to its move Wide Guard, which fully protects your team from all spread moves. It can KO Incineroar in one hit with Liquidation, something that Incineroar cannot prevent with Intimidate because Araquanid is holding the clear amulet item. Rounding out the moveset is Protect and Substitute, 2 help versus Amoonguss, who's a real problem for this team. But wait, Araquanid stats are really bad, like really terrible. So how is it possible that it can KO Incineroar? Well, viewers familiar with the WolfeyVGC Shorts catalog will know that Araquanid has a great signature ability called Water Bubble, which not only prevents it from being burnt and gives it a resistance to fire, but also doubles the power of all of its water type attacks. It turns what would otherwise be a Pokemon with a Generation 1 stat line into a real, menacing offensive threat. It's even more threatening when it terastallizes to water, which gives it a major power boost and gets rid of its weaknesses to flying and rock. These 5 Pokemon were on the team that I brought to the first tournament, but the final Pokemon I had was the aforementioned Volcarona. I knew that it didn't fit, but I couldn't find a bug type that could realistically take its place, until I considered a Pokemon that I had tried earlier, but in a reimagined way. The final Pokemon on this team is none other than Rabska. You may be thinking, Wolf, that's not a Pokemon. You made that up. Dear viewer, I did not. This is Rabska, a Generation 9 Pokemon and the evolution of the scientifically proven worst Pokemon of all time. But Rabska is anything but terrible. For this challenge specifically, the bar is very low. It was actually on the team for most of my testing, using a defensive Terra Dragon set with Psychic, Trick Room, Struggle Bug, and Revival Blessing. However, against teams where Trick Room was needed, I didn't have enough offense to actually make use of the Twisted Dimensions, and so I dropped it for Volcarona. But after realizing that Volcarona wasn't going to cut it, I had a thought. What if I didn't use Rabska as a supporter, but as a damage dealer? And that's how this Rabska was born, the most dangerous Rabska in history. The combination of Tornadus and Urshifu was ripping through my team before. After a Water Terra, none of my Pokemon could get rid of Urshifu in one hit, and with Tornadus' taunt shutting down Venonat and Bleak Wind Storm pelting my team, there was truly nothing I felt like I could do. But with Terra Electric Terra Blast, max special attack Rabska, I'm suddenly able to KO Urshifu even once it's terastallized to water, and I can resist Bleak Wind Storm in the process. Safety Goggles and Psychic also gives me a real way to deal huge damage to Amoonguss, who, as I mentioned, is a major issue for this team. Plus, this always KOs non-terastallized Urshifu without needing to terastallize myself. Lastly, Bug Buzz hits the grass types that are a problem for Araquanid, such as Ogerpon Wellspring and Rillaboom. After over 100 best of 3s, this is the team that I've come up with. This is truly my best attempt at a mono bug team in this format, given the Pokemon that I'm working with. I found a tournament with over 100 people to enter. There's 7 rounds to start, followed by the best 16 players moving on to the final bracket. On my best day, I think that I could win 3 rounds, so that's what I'm gonna aim for. Last time, I failed to get more than 1 win, so this time I want to do better. And so it's time to begin with round 1. And a matchup that I cannot say that I'm thrilled to see to start this very uphill climb. It's a sad day. Bug month! Because it's the last day of bug month. Bug month! Oh man. We had some good times, didn't we? All the bugs, all the month. As the first bug month, I'm gonna say it, I think it was the best bug month. Now, bug month is ending, and to be honest, I don't know if it'll ever return. How many bug-themed videos can I think of? The question is at least 4, but I don't know how many more. However, I didn't want to leave you with no silver lining. The Bug Month merch is going to remain active for 2 more weeks. After that, it really is gone for the foreseeable future, if not maybe forever. Just don't tell anybody, okay? You're gonna get me in trouble. And if you've been living under a rock like our bugs and you've missed the merch, let me show you what we're working with here. Hello, so we have this shirt, and here's the design on the back. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. We have this nice hoodie design. Wow, look at that. I like this one a lot too. I'm excited. I don't know. I'm just excited to have these. Also, there's stickers. Check out the stickers. Look at these. They're very nice. And we're having issues with the tote bag. I really like the tote bag, but we're having issues with it. But ideally it'll come back in stock. And if it does, I'll make a community post. Because the tote bag is genuinely really sick, and it makes me sad that, like, yeah, there's out of stock issues, and we're trying to fix it. Okay. In all seriousness, this has been a lot of fun for me. I wasn't sure if people were gonna like Bug Month, and seeing the reception has been just really nice. Just like a really big bright spot. I feel like a lot of my content has become more serious, not necessarily in a bad way. So it's been really fun for me to do something silly again and to see people really enjoy it. Anyway, if you've enjoyed Bug Month, please let me know in the comments. Let me know what your favorite part of Bug Month was. Thank you for supporting Bug Month, and I will let you know if it ever comes back. Oh, you'll know, believe me, you'll know if it ever comes back. You'll hear about it. And in the meantime, you have 2 more ways to get your Bug Month merch. And then it really is gone, okay? For real this time. Okay, back to the video. Bye-bye. Alrighty, so we're here with round 1 of the tournament, and immediately I'm feeling not the best I've ever felt because my opponent not only has the combination of Chien-Pao and Dragonite, which is a nightmare for my team to deal with because Dragonite and Chien-Pao have priority moves that kill every single one of my Pokemon if they double into them. But they also have Dondozo Tatsugiri, and to make matters worse, this is bulky leftovers Dondozo with body press. So my team of 6 bugs is immediately not feeling the best I've ever felt. Bugging out a little bit, but let's see here as we jump into the game. Let me wish my opponent good luck. Okay, so the best way that I have of killing the Dondozo is to bug buzz it down. I think Yanmega has to come. I think Venona has to come for sure. I think I lead with Yanmega because it's kind of my only answer for Chien-Pao Dragonite. I think I need to lead with these 2. And then in the back, I mean, Kleavor, there's a case for Kleavor because it is really good into Dragonites and it outspeeds Tatsugiri. I think it should be Kleavor. And then the last Pokemon, there's not really a good last Pokemon here. I think I'm gonna try Rabska. Is that crazy? It's like, it's pretty suspect, but like, I'm gonna try it. I think I just start clicking Hypnosis, by the way. Like the matchups, I mean, all matchups are bad, right? Let's see if they do. Okay, it is Wheezing Chien-Pao. Overall, not the worst lead for me, I would say. The biggest problem here is that the Wheezing has stopped my accuracy, but I think Detect plus Sleep Powder is probably fine here. Also with these 2, I wonder what it's like. I wonder what's in the back. Okay, no Protect from Chien-Pao, so I could have just bug buzzed and killed this thing. And they go for Crash. Who's it into? Into the Detect, okay. Let's see if they're just trying to clear Yanmega. Toxic Spikes, okay, so that's not ideal. It means that my back mons are gonna get poisoned. Unfortunately, like normally the Sleep Powder would be 97% accurate. Here it's only 75, but 75 is enough here. So now what? I need to get rid of this Chien-Pao. It is kind of my top priority. Bug Buzz Rage Powder is great if they're not going to protect, but the problem is they could protect. And I do need damage on this Wheezing. So I'm going to go Air Slash and Sleep Powder here. They just crash again. Oh, that sucks. Okay. This could go really bad. Okay, so they're just playing straightforward right now. It's not good. Let's see if I get flinched. I don't. Okay, I need this damage. That's good damage. Good job, Yanmega. It's first turn to sleep on Wheezing, 0 turns to sleep on Chien-Pao. And I hit Sleep Powder again. That's really good. So I think I need to KO Chien-Pao because my Rabska can, in theory, beat this Wheezing later. I'm actually going to Bug Buzz here and switch to Kleavor, I think, because I want to be able to reset these Toxic Spikes and I want to get a KO. So they stay in. I'm going to get rid of Chien-Pao this turn. Wheezing's been asleep for 1 turn, so it is somewhat likely to stay asleep now, which is good. It's first turn asleep. Okay, so we really want Wheezing to stay asleep here. That's the biggest thing. If Wheezing wakes up here, this gets a lot harder. We get rid of Chien-Pao. Stay asleep. It's 2/3 chance to stay asleep here. Okay, that's really good. If Yanmega had gone down here, it would have been pretty bad. Now, it's worth noting that even though I'm up in Mons and like I have Wheezing asleep and it looks okay, it's not actually very good for me because like I don't know how I beat Dondozo right now. Yeah, here's Dondozo the Dozy. I have Hypnosis. I also have U-turn. Like I want to double this Wheezing, but they could just stay in here. I'm gonna go Detect and Stone Axe here, I think. Yeah, let's try this. They might switch Wheezing out. Okay, they stayed in. This could go bad for sure, but okay, they do protect the Dozo. So if I hit the Stone Axe, it does 2 things. First, it does more damage to Wheezing. I do hit. Did nothing. So I get a little more damage on Wheezing, which is important and good. Either Citrus. I don't know if I'm ever breaking this Dozo is the problem because they haven't Terra'd yet. Yeah. They wake up. Oh God. Okay. They go for Strange Steam. So I mean, I made the right play here. The question is, how on earth do I close this out? Okay. I think I need to go for Hypnosis here. I'm gonna Hypnosis the Dozo and switch to Venonat. I'm pretty sure Rabska will die to a Wave Crash is the problem, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna Hypnosis this and switch to this. I need to get rid of these Toxic Spikes because I need Rabska to be the one to win the game ultimately. And that comes back in. Let's get rid of the spikes. Switch Wheezing out. So the thing is that this is gonna be Tatsugiri. If I could just get through the Dozo, then my position's quite good. Like Rabska plus Venonat would clean up. The issue is getting through the Dozo with this. The problem is the Grass Terror ultimately. Now it is worth noting that if they're super bulky, they won't outspeed Yanmega. I am pretty fast, but they should probably be faster. Oh, I was faster, but I missed. That's unfortunate. Okay, that's okay. And this 1 turn's really gonna hurt a lot. Now I can still win with a crit, or if they don't Terra, what I'll do is I'll go into Cleavor here. Do you think Venonat lives Wave Crash? I'll go X Scissor and Sleep Powder here. They're probably just gonna protect this turn. Yep, okay. Here, if they want to get around the Sleep Powder, they need to Terra to Grass is the thing. And if they don't Terra to Grass, then they have to let me sleep them, basically. So the question is, do I want to Terra Venonat here? The advantage of Terraing Venonat is that I always will survive a hit. The downside is that it means I won't be able to Terra Rabska, which is a bit of a problem. Because it's not guaranteed that I live the Wave Crash, but it is likely. I'm going to go for the Greed here. I'm going to go for Sleep Powder X Scissor. Okay, I mean, that's not good. It depends on if Rabska now takes a Wave Crash. If Rabska takes a Wave Crash, yeah, they need to be like no offense, basically. That didn't do very much damage, though. Into Venonat? No, yeah, Cleavor. Yeah, so if Rabska could survive this, it'd be fine. But as you can see, once Yanmega went down, it was just really difficult for me to get through the Dondozo. It is technically still possible, but the thing is that my Rabska is extremely unlikely to live a Wave Crash. If there's zero offense, I will survive. Yeah. I go into Rabska. I'll go for Trick Room here and Struggle Buggle. Wow, even with max special attack, I don't do any damage. Oh, they yawned me. Whoa. Okay, so I could have Bug Buzzed on this turn. That was a good play. It was a really good play because I guess they didn't know that I would die. So that's not good. Yeah, and Venonat here, unfortunately against the Grass Terra, it's just not doing anything. This is pretty rough. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty hard with it's very difficult to beat Dondozo with Mono Bug is the takeaway that I would offer you all. I don't think they're ever letting me go for Bug Buzz here. Yeah, this game is over. They protect. Yeah. I thought I'm running like Toxic or Nightshade on Venonat, but I figured in general Struggle Bug was better. But here you can see one of the weaknesses of Struggle Bug, which is that I can't do any damage against grass type Pokemon at all. And I figured that like with so many bug types, it might be okay, but yeah, it's a little bit challenging right now. It's turn 1 of Sleep on Rabska. I do think that if I hit the Hypnosis, though, I was in okay shape. Ultimately, my Dondozo answer has to be Yanmega. I think that's the big takeaway here. Okay, this is miserable, and I don't think that I should win this, but I think I now know the order of the Pokemon. I have to save Yanmega for Dondozo. I think that's the huge takeaway here. I cannot lead with Yanmega. I can't bring Yanmega in until I've pressured the Dozo. I think what I need to do this game too is lead with Venonat. I know it's bad, okay? I know it's bad, but honestly, in my games practicing with this team, I've dealt with matchups that felt so unwinnable that even though I don't win many sets where I lose game 1, I think that this is one where it's possible. I do think that these are the right Pokemon. Like Low Kicks, the main draw of Low Kicks in my opinion is that you can knock off the Dozo's item to stop the recovery, but I think it's too slow. So it's definitely these Mons in this order. Let's give it a shot. Cleavor is here to deal with the early game part. Like I think they're gonna lead with Wheezing again. Now I do have to hit Sleep Powders, but whatever. I have to get lucky to win. It's Tinglu this time. Tinglu and Wheezing. So they're gonna go forward. Does the Tinglu have Taunt? It does not, but it does have Stealth Rock. So that's a disaster immediately. If I lock into X Scissor, I don't do any damage is the problem. Yeah, Stealth Rocks, they've realized that against 6 bugs, having Stealth Rocks is kind of imbalanced. Oh, Cleavor, dude, without your ability, you're just so bad. Even with your ability, you're not exactly the spryest Pokemon. Okay, Cleavor gets poisoned, that's fine. Who's faster between Venonat and Tinglu? If I can deny the Stealth Rocks, that's gonna be big. Faster. Okay, I mean, folks, okay, if they play well, then it's basically impossible. I can deal with the Tinglu, definitely, but the problem is that pivoting in and out is now borderline impossible. It is technically winnable, but it's looking pretty bad. I'll be able to deal with the Tinglu at least. X Scissor Sleep Powder. Okay, I mean, God, this is bad. Okay, X Scissor again, crit. It's fine. I mean, Cleavor is just here to die, right? Strange Steam. Oh, they're not going for, oh man. I hit Sleep Powder. Okay, so this is interesting, right? The Stealth Rocks are a huge issue. A huge, huge, huge issue. Wheezing is asleep. I guess Vessel of Ruin isn't active. Okay, how do I win this? I can go into either Mon. Rabska will actually do meaningful damage to Wheezing. Rabska probably will one-shot Wheezing. Let's go Rabska. I'm feeling buggy. I can take Stealth Rocks, which isn't good. And this turn I'm actually gonna go for Trick Room, and I'm gonna Sleep Powder again into the Wheezing because there's a chance that they switch out. Okay, not great. Okay. Wait, are we speed tied? No! You've got to be kidding me. We were speed tying. Okay, I need to now stall a couple turns. Oh my god, I could have won the speed tie, put them to sleep, and won the game. That's not won the game, sorry, but like had a chance at least. I think I don't want to put the Dozo on the field yet. I need to stall out my own trick room. Let's see how much this does. Okay, not good. Now they eat the citrus. I mean, this is looking really bad, right? They win the speed tie, they wake up. They hit Ruination to Venonat, okay? I mean, listen, folks, there's nothing good about this. I can't believe they, oh my god. Okay, don't wake up. Okay, 3 turns of Trick Room left. That's good. I'll kill Weezing this turn and go for Struggle Bug to try and get both. Protecting Lu, that's all right. Kill Weezing. Vessel of Ruin is now active. 2 turns left of everything. Visualizing Gas wears off. Vessel of Ruin. I mean, it's looking pretty bad, right? It's looking really bad. I mean, I don't know if a Pokemon that can beat Dondozo, right? That's ultimately the issue. Do I think they're gonna hard switch? I think they're not gonna hard switch. I'll call it. I think they're gonna protect and let Team do. Okay, Chen Pao. Oh man. Oh man, that is not good, folks. Maybe they don't Terra. Copium. Bug Buzz would have done so much damage. It's technically winnable. Don't Terra. Sleep Powder, protect. Made the wrong play. 10 million%. Oh, I should have doubled it. Tinglu wasn't really threatening anything. I mean, even if I doubled it, like ultimately, I only have a chance at winning if I hit Hypnosis. That's like basically the position that we're in. I fully wasted this turn, by the way. I should have thought that turn through more, but it was always going to be difficult, I think. Okay, it's still technically winnable. Maybe they'll kill Venonat, but I doubt it. Yeah, okay. There's the end of Rabska. If I had a little bit more damage, because Bug Buzz is actually genuinely very strong. Okay, let's see Dondozo here. I was actually, okay, I worsened my odds by making a mistake here. I mean, I'll go for Detect here and Struggle Bug. I think this is a really risky play because if they just kill Venonat here, then I'm gonna lose for sure. I figure they'll go after Yanmega though. Like, I just have to, like, something has to go my way for this game, for me to win this game. Okay, I mean, I made the right play, it just doesn't really matter. I mean, I have a 60% chance of hitting Hypnosis. And if that happens, I have decent odds of a non-one turn sleep. Okay, Yanmega! You are the carry of this team. Let's show everybody why. Okay, that's part of it, that's the first step. Dondozo goes to bed. Okay, Venonat, you're doing your best, buddy. I appreciate it. Crit Struggle Bug. Actually, if I want to crit, I want it to be, oh my god, I'm not even offsetting leftovers. Okay, so Dondozo's now asleep for 1 turn already. So already things can go badly. I need a 3-turn sleep here probably, which is a 1 in 3 chance. Or a crit. A crit would also help, though it might not be enough to win on its own. Let's go Bug Buzz and Struggle Buggle. I need something to go my way. Bug Buzz comes out. How much is this doing? It's a lot. If I get a 3-turn sleep, it should be enough. They wake up in 1. And kill Yanmega, GG. Well, okay. It was a difficult matchup. As you can see, my Dondozo matchup is pretty difficult. But also you can see that the Rabska there, like the Rabska, not going for Bug Buzz wasn't ultimately changing anything. If I had my Focus Sash, this whole game is different, I think. Because then they need 2 hits to kill Yanmega. So yeah, anyway. Yeah, it's pretty difficult. Okay, that's fine. There's plenty of rounds left in the tournament and we'll go next. Okay, I'm here with round 2 and I need to tell you that this matchup is the single matchup where I thought that it was unwinnable. So the opponent is a very specific combination of Pokemon. They have Mystic Water Urshifu paired with Tornadus, but the Tornadus specifically has Taunt, which means that Venonat cannot do anything, okay? They also have Amoonguss, total nightmare. They have Goggles and Incineroar, nightmare. And they have Assault Vest, Raging Bolt, as if all of that weren't enough. So here's what I'm gonna say about this. This matchup was one where I tried a couple different Pokemon to try and like figure out a way to win. And this is actually specifically a matchup where I added Rabska for. Now it is worth noting that just because I added Rabska doesn't mean that Rabska will work, unfortunately. However, I think that like if anything is gonna work, it's gonna be Rabska here. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. And the last Pokemon, I need something that beats this Assault Vest Raging Bingus, which is currently none of my Pokemon. I guess I'll bring Low-Kicks here. I didn't bring it in set 1. Sucker Punch is pretty good. Low-Kicks is pretty bad into Incin. I mean, wait, all my Pokemon are bad. Oh, that's the problem, right. Yanmega, honestly, I do Yanmega. No, if I bring Yanmega, I have to bring low kicks. I had to bring low kicks because I'd never beat Raging Bolt otherwise. So this is the reason why I have Terra Electric Rabska, specifically for stuff like Torn Ursh. Now, I have other leads that I can do. I'm going with Trick Room early. I expect they're going to lead Torn and Ursh or Torn and Bolt. My prediction. Well, I was right. I love to be right. So, I mean, it's not good. I really want my Venonat to die here is the thing. The question is, do I Terra? You know what? I'm just going to play it straightforward. That's them. They Terra'd. Oh, did they Terra Ursh? Okay. Oh, Rain Dance would be really nice here. If they Rain Dance, I'm kind of chilling. Here's my Terra. So this Terra covers for them going for Bleakwind Storm, sorry. So I'm now Electric type Rabska, which is not the worst Pokemon. This is my Vikavolt impression. Okay, here's Rage Powder. Let's say they go for Rain Dance or Taunt. We'd like to see Rain Dance priority. Okay, that's good because what that means in practice is that now I get Araquanid in the rain who's extremely strong. Here's Surging Strikes. Venonat is super dead, but this is genuinely the best case scenario, believe it or not. Bye-bye. Okay, cool. Because I have Terra Blast now, and Terra Blast will KO this Urshifu in one hit, or at least it should. The question is, I don't think Araquanid in rain is going to get Tornadus, and Tornadus also can't miss, but I got Trick Room up. It kills. Hold on, it kills. Hang on a second. So I'm actually, on this turn specifically, I'm threatening a double kill. I think. I mean, it depends on EV spreads, right? If they're bold Tornadus, then I could miss. But I go for Terra Blast into Urshifu. This is the reason why I ran Terra Electric, to resist the flying moves from Torn and to threaten Urshifu with Terra Blast back, even after it Terras. I mean, I'm probably still going to lose, but I think the turn one went literally as well as possible. They did not protect Torn because they do not have it. I go for Terra Blast. Doesn't do anything. I liquidate. Let's see if this kills. This is rain boosted liquidation. It's extremely strong. Okay, I get the KO, so I don't have to take Bleakwind this turn. The question is who's coming in, because if it's Incin, it's a little bit difficult, right? It's a Moongus. Okay, that's actually quite good. It's actually really good. I have to Terra Blast here, and I think I go for sub. They might not think that Terra Blast kills. Also, they might not have read the team sheet. I'm gonna go for the most straightforward play here. I don't want to make a prediction and lose on the spot. So like, this is a play where if they don't, like, they have good counterplay, which is this. Who is it? Oh, it's Landorus. Oh, that's probably not good. I should have Psychic the Amoonguss. It's my fault. And they get the Spore off. Okay. Okay. Well, that makes my life significantly worse. 2 turns of Trick Room, 2 turns of Rain. Oh, I don't have Venonat in the back. Oops. I mean, I have to save Rabska, right? And go for liquidation. Is it, it's Helmet Amoonguss. Oh, I was in really good shape, but now I'm just not. I guess I actually can't beat... Oh, wait, I just lose now. Oh, I messed up. Okay, wait, oh, please, Araquanid, please, please, 1 and 3, please. Araquanid, my goat. Oh, we're kind of, wait, are we back or no? Hang on, are we back? That's a huge wake up. Super, super lucky. But the thing is, how do I beat this stupid Urshifu? Urshifu, the Baldean champion. Okay. So the way that I win this is I just need to, I knock off Urshifu to try and reduce the damage output, I think. I could also Sucker Punch. And I liquidate Urshifu as well. The Spore. Okay, who's faster between Low Kicks and Araquanid here? I really want Araquanid, or Low Kicks to be slower. That's the first turn of sleep again. Low Kicks, I need you to hit this knockoff, buddy. I could have Sucker Punch, but I needed, really the threat here was to remove, like I needed to get rid of the item here. God. Whoa. Do you think Rabska lives Terra Water, Mystic Water attack from Urshifu? I think I'm still gonna lose. I think I probably die to this. I die, even without the rain. Oh no, after all that, I still lost. Oh man, I played, everything went my way and I still lost. It went as well as possible. Okay. I don't live this. I took like 70. There's nothing I can do. These Pokemon are so bad. Okay, I mean, that was the perfect setup, but I still lost. They didn't even have Incid, or they didn't have either of the Pokemon that I was afraid of. How am I supposed to beat Terra Water, Mystic Water, Urshifu? Hello? So, okay, what am I supposed to do here? Is there any way to win this? I'm gonna just say that they're not bringing Bolt. If they bring Bolt, then I think it's gonna be, I have to hit Hypnosis and get lucky probably. So I'm just gonna say that they don't bring Bolt. Okay, it's okay, it's all right. Then if they bring Bolt here, I've got 4 special attackers, which is really bad. Torn Instant, okay. Hold on. I see. So what they want to do then is they want to go for, this is pretty bad. Fake out plus taunt. Yeah, I can't really do much into that. Fake out, I want them to, I want to keep Yanmega Sash intact ideally. So I hope that they fake out the Rabska. Now if they just go for like Bleak Windstorm, game ends immediately. Okay, taunt. Okay. That's something. Now Yanmega's taunted, so I can't actually go for Hypnosis, which is what I wanted to do here. So I go Wide Guard here. They might not go for Bleak Wind, but I still have to go for this. Okay, I could have just killed Instant. It's my fault, gang. And they just Flare Blitz, okay. Okay, no burn. No burn, no burn, no burn, no burn. Okay. Okay, I made the right play, I think. It depends on if Yanmega outspeeds Incineroar here. That's the question. It does? This should KO. Okay, I'm technically up in Mons. The problem is that I'm about to lose the game in like just a devastating fashion. Now this Torn could be bulky. It is possible. This will do over half. Hit a lot. Okay. Oh, I'm not taunted anymore. But yeah, I'm still taunted on the other Mon, which is a problem on Araquanid. And Urshifu comes out. So this thing can just Aqua Jet for the KO. Aqua Jet plus Bleak Windstorm is an option. Is there a world where I win this? Is it this world? You just Aqua Jet. So here's my thought process. If Bleak Wind doesn't kill, or if it misses, okay, it didn't kill, but it, oh, well, they haven't terrored yet, okay. So I go into Venonat here. I go into Amoonguss. So here's the win condition, folks. There is a way to win this. There is genuinely a way to win this, and I see what it is. So it's to go for Protect and switch to Rabska. Araquanid kind of doesn't do anything into these Mons. Basically, the win condition is that I need to somehow get Rabska. I need to get Trick Room up. I don't need to get Trick Room up. I just need Urshifu to die. No Terra, okay. Have they Terra? No, they haven't Terra'd. Okay, into Venonat. This is fine. Okay. Because now I still have my Terra on Rabska available. I just need them to go for Spore this turn. Okay, nice. Perfect. Okay, hang on. Okay, nice job, Rabska. You did it. My goat. So here, the question is really simple. It's, does Terra Electric Terra Blast kill Urshifu in one hit? All right, Rabska, you have max special attack. I put you on this team to deal with this specific combination of Pokemon. Corn plus Ursh plus Amoonguss. Psychic would have killed. Okay, they didn't protect. Rabska, you are so likely to kill unless they have an absurd amount of bulk. Here's Surging Strikes. Venonat has done its job. It's gone down here, but it kept Rabska safe. Rabska, I need you to hit this Terra. I mean, you're gonna hit. I need you to KO here. Please, did a lot. Terra Electric Terra Blast, modest max special attack. Rabska, does this KO Urshifu? Okay. We're going to game 3. Somehow we are going to game 3. Rabska pops off, kills Ursh in one hit. We go back into Araquanid, who is not good into Amoonguss, but did get us to game 3. So now the question is, what am I gonna do? What on earth am I supposed to do against this? There's so many ways that this can go wrong. That everything can fall apart. Okay. I do think Rabska's the MVP here. I don't really want to lead with Venonat again because they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna let me go for Trick Room early. I want to lead like Araquanid, right? Araquanid plus something. Araquanid plus Yanmega is kind of like the ideal lead in my opinion. Rabska in the back with Venonat. So this is basically what I. But the problem with this is that if they lead with Urshifu, I lose the game on the spot, right? I have to do something, right? So I think I just have to call that they're not gonna lead with Urshifu. Like I would say Landorus isn't great, but all 5 of their other Mons are good. So like they have to leave something behind. Torn Bolt, okay. Not good. Not good, not horrible though. I think they're pretty aware of wide cards, so I think they're gonna Tailwind or Taunt. Okay, they taunt. Yanmega, please, show them why you are the carry. Show them why you're the best Pokemon on this team. Oh, Yanmega, you are so good. Now, I do still have 4 special attackers, and I'm trying to break through Assault Vest Raging Bolt, But that's a problem for later. Right now, our position is the best this looks all set, frankly. Do you think that's in range of Air Slash? Let's see, it did like 70%. This Torn probably has some speed, right? I think that's in range of Air Slash. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna switch to Venonat and Air Slash the Torn. I think, yeah, that's definitely in range. This gets rid of the taunt, but also it means that I won't get taunted on this turn. Okay. They taunt Yanmega, okay. But if that means if I get the KO, I have actually speed control, which is huge. I hit, okay. 2 turn sleep, 2 turn sleep, 2 turn sleep, 2 turn sleep. This is a really big turn. Please stay asleep. Okay, really important. I have untaunted Venonat for the rest of the game, which is excellent. Although it's not that good because now Urshifu comes out, right? And just Terra Water Surging Strikes and kills all my Pokemon. Oh, Amoonguss. Okay, interesting. Surely the last mon here is Urshifu, right? I think I just accept that my Pokemon are falling asleep and I start to weaken the Raging Bolt. Because I think what I want to try and do is set up for a Rabska win. So I go Air Slash plus Struggle Bug here. Air Slash has a chance to flinch, and Struggle Bug will weaken the Bolt, who could also stay asleep. They protect Amoonguss, so that's not ideal. Let's see if they stay asleep here. Staying asleep would be very nice. I go for Air Slash, it doesn't do anything, but the important thing here is that I'm gonna get the -1 onto the Bolt. Who stays asleep. Oh, that is a big deal. That is a really big deal. And I go for Struggle Bug. Okay, cool. So now this Bolt is -1. And that's just so big. That's so big. They're guaranteed to wake up this turn, so I could Sleep Powder the Bolt here to put it back to sleep and Air Slash the Amoonguss. -1 Bolt is really big. This basically forces them to, is that Amoonguss? Oh, I just smudged my glasses. Hello. Okay, that means no Terra on the Urshifu. That means Rabska will survive a Surging Strikes. And Water Terra Amoonguss means it's now weak to Terra Electric Terra Blast. Hang on. I'm assuming Venonat hits the 97% chance here. They wake up. This is Thunderclap. Okay. Interesting. Still at 12. Let's see if I can get a flinch here. A flinch would be very big. That damage matters. It might have put them in range of Terra Blast. Sleep Hitter comes out. Okay. Bolt is asleep. Give me the flinch. That is unthinkably large. Yanmega is no longer taunted. So Bolt has no turn to sleep. I'm gonna switch Yanmega out here because I want to get Rabska in immediately so I can start pressuring stuff. Protect from Amoonguss. Okay. Okay, now I go for Sleep Powder Trick Room, right? Sleep Powder plus Terra Electric Trick Room. They switched into Instant? Oh, it's Landorus. Oh, that was not my best Terra. Folks, that was not my best Terra. I'll keep it a buck. I went from beating Landorus to reverse beating Landorus in like, yeah, the space of 1 turn. Oh no! No, my special attack. That's really bad. Okay, it's okay. At least I Trick Roomed. -1 is pretty bad though. Oh, this was looking so good. Now it's not. Okay. It's okay. So what's the position? Landorus is 0 turn sleep and I have full turns of Trick Room left. I need to break something. I did not think they would have both Landorus and Bolt here. Okay. First Psychic comes out. It's a lot of damage. Give me the drop. No drop. I don't see a way to play around this where it doesn't come down to whether or not they get the 1 turn sleep on Landorus. I can't. I think my team is bad. I need to get lucky. I can also crit. Not enough. Okay. Okay, -2 on the Bolt. Please, if the Landorus stays asleep, I probably win the game, or I get a lot closer at least. Please, Landorus, stay asleep. Sandsteer. They hit both. Oh, but I lived. Okay, hang on. Okay, it's okay. Special defense drop, please. Okay, that's big, although at some point they're gonna switch it out. Please stay asleep, Bolts. I lost track count of the sleep turns. Okay. Some damage on Amoonguss, that's fine. Oh wait, I should have spored the slot. That was my fault. No, I wanted to survive, right? I wish I had some healing on Rabska. I'm pretty sure this is the 3rd turn to sleep on the Bolt, right? Maybe it's only the 2nd, actually. I woke up, okay. Oh wait, they have healing. So they T-bolted. Okay. Well. All right. Well, my fault, I guess. No, it's still winnable. I just need to hit Hypnosis now. Should we Thunderclap into the Yanmega? Okay. What's Amoonguss doing? Spore? Pollen Puff into Rabska. Ugh. 46 into 25. I'm dead to another. No, I'm not dead to another. What am I saying? Big damage. Hit Hypnosis. Are they gonna Thunderclap me here? Thunderclap's not gonna kill, so they would need to double into me. Hit Hypnosis, win the game. Trust. Yanmega, please, 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 I'm begging. Okay, 0 turns to sleep on the bolts. Oh, what if they spore my Yanmega? Oh, Rabska survives. They crit me again! No! They... Oh my god! Okay. I can still win. I can still win this. -3 bolt. It's at look at this stupid piece of bolt. I have to liquidate here. I know that I'm faster. I cannot afford to go for sub. Okay. I could have subbed. That's okay. We're going for Thunderclap again. Bugbuzz is going to do a lot here. Bugbuzz is going to do a ton. Okay. So they're going for Thunderclap. I need a 2-turn sleep. Otherwise, I should lose, right? So Bugbuzz would kill. They are going for Thunderclap though. Like, I think I need a 2-turn sleep to win. I think trying to cover for the odds of them getting the 1-turn sleep here actually just introduces more variance in the long run. Okay, now I still can lose this. Amoonguss goes down. Liquidation needs to 2-shot this Raging Bolt now. Okay. So, Araquanid, I really need you here, buddy. Okay, it's a 2-shot. So here's the position. It's a 50-50 on whether or not Bolt wakes up this turn. The Bolt is at -3 special attack, and Araquanid has pretty ridiculous special defense. So here's the play that I'm thinking. I detect Yanmega, and I liquidate the Bolt. Because this wins if Landers cannot kill me with a crit. So they need a 2-turn sleep here. So it's a 50% chance that they wake up, but they would also need to Thunderbolt into Araquanid, which I don't think will kill. And if I get this turn correct, then I will KO the Bolt, and then Yanmega will 1v1 the Landers at this point. Is Landers awake? I can't even tell. They get the 3-turn sleep, but they went for Thunderclap, so I think I was okay regardless. They go for Sludge Bomb. This won't kill even with a crit. Yeah, I think I would have lived to -3 Thunderbolt here, okay? And I kill the Bolt with Araquanid. And somehow, thanks in part to Rabska, and honestly, all the Pokemon pulled their weight. They all came together. We have beaten Amoonguss, Landorus, Tornadus, Assault Fest, Raging Bolt with my team of all bugs. Yanmega, bring us home. God. Okay, well, that's what it takes to win. If you're wondering what it takes to win with 6 bugs, that's what it looks like. Well, at least Rabska was really good, to be fair. Rabska was super good. God, okay, well, let's see what happens in round 3. Okay, we're here with round 3. Now, round 3 is interesting because my opponent has a team where I would say overall, it's not the worst matchup. It's certainly better than the last one. However, the most challenging Pokemon on the team, my opponent is Ogerpon Wellspring, which is a real issue because although it is weak to bug, they'll often tear it to water, and then it does huge damage to everything. Like it just does massive damage, and being able to redirect most of my attacks is just not very fun for me. So here, Yanmega is going to be the carry. My goal is eventually to win with low kicks. Low kicks with Swords Dance up can KO pretty much everything on the team, but in order to get there, I need to KO the Ogerpon Wellspring. I think what I'll do is I'll lead with Araquanid, because even though Araquanid is really awful, like cannot damage Ogerpon Wellspring at all, it's actually still good into everything else here, especially at spreading damage around, like to the Gouging Fire, for example. It's pretty difficult. Cleavor is pretty good here. This Flutter Miming Specs is actually not great for them because low kicks will one-shot it if I have Dark Terra available. I think my plan here is just save Dark Terra for low kicks, get rid of the Ogerpon at all costs, hope that it works out. Horn Leech as the last move, Wellspring, Ogerpon, it would be better for me if it was Wood Hammer, but whatever. Cringe Gambit, Swords Dance, Sucker Punch, Kowtow. Gouging Fire, King Gambit. Honestly, pretty not the worst lead of all time for me. Which Pokemon which Pokemon am I more scared of? I'm more scared of the Cringe Gambit, right? Oh, it's Dragon Terra. I don't think they're gonna KO me at +1. I'm gonna double the Gouging Fire. Okay. See if I hit Hypnosis. It's okay either way. Okay, hit Hypnosis. That's pretty big. Although I guess I needed to go after the Gambit here, actually. Yeah, wait, actually, Gambit is more threatening to me because it has priority moves. I should have thought that through a little bit more. Cowtone to Raquin, this is what I expected. I should survive. Okay, I survive. Not by much, but by enough. I liquidate into the Gouging Fire, and I do half of their health, actually. I mean, I'm clicking Hypnosis here. The question is, do I want to read into the switch out? Right, because they could bring an Ogre Pond Wellspring here. I just go for Hypnosis, and I think I liquidate into the Gouging Fire and try and take it out. Okay, Sucker Punch. If I hit Hypnosis, this is a very good spot. If I hit Hypnosis, my spot's very good. Let's see, first, that's a guarantee to sleep. That also confirms that they are max speed, which is a problem for my Yanmega. Yanmega misses, that's pretty bad. Okay, that's not good. We'll go to low kicks here. This is the only opportunity I might get to set up Swords Dance, which is not a great statement to make. So I can go for a third Hypnosis here into the Gambit, but they could just protect. I can also Air Slash the Gouging Fire and Swords Dance. I think I like that more, calling out a protect from the King Gambit. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Okay, they're playing really straightforward. That was a bad play from me, unfortunately. I just gone for Hypnosis. That's not good. Okay, I think I made a mistake here. Oh, into Yanmega. Hold on, I'm back. I'm back. I go Bug Buzz will kill. I go Bug Buzz and Terra Dark knockoff. And I say, there's no way that they go for a Sucker Punch here, right? Maybe I'm playing this not straightforward enough. Maybe this is like too, like, because I feel like surely they expect me to go for something here, right? Anyway, here's Terra Dark low kicks at +2. Okay, I mean, okay, well, they've played this game in a really interesting way. Let's see if they stay asleep. If they stay asleep, I still have a chance, but I think they're gonna wake up. Yeah. Okay, I mean, this is an unfortunate loss because I really had the tools to win, and I really didn't use them. Fun fact. Actually, you know, it's not necessarily over because my mons are just, my low kicks is so insane. Look at how much this does. See, like, I had the one shot there. I had more than the one shot. Because Cleaver will live a hit, right? Technically, I can still win. Technically. If their last Pokemon are specifically... What has to happen for me to win here? I think I need to go for Stone Axe here and Sucker Punch here. Okay. I think I need to lock into... Oh, wait. No. This is the wrong move. This is the wrong move. I needed to lock into X Scissor. I like got caught up in like in case it was... Ah, that's unfortunate. Like... Okay, maybe I just die anyway. Okay, I made a mistake. I made a big mistake. I need to go for X Scissor there. I have to eat lunch. That's the real thing. I'm like so hungry. I haven't had lunch because the rounds keep taking forever, but I keep thinking there's like been one match left. It's fine. I needed to lock into X Scissor there. I was thinking like if they have Landorus and Fluttermane in the back, then I would lose if I locked into X Scissor. But if they have anything else, there's no way they have Landorus and Fluttermane, right? That would be too fortunate. Okay. So I made a mistake, but I'm a genius. So Stone Axe will kill Fluttermane, and then Sucker Punch will kill Landorus. Let's just play straightforward. Stone Axe into Fluttermane, Sucker Punch into Landorus, and we just say, they could sub is the problem, but if this works, then it works. Stone Axe is 90% accuracy. Stone Axe is 90% accuracy. 90%. 90% of the time I'm gonna win this game. Please, low kicks, please. I mean, Cleavor, okay? This should kill. They're max bulk. They're max bulk and I lost anyway. Ah! Oh my God. Oh God, okay. Okay. Well, that sucks because it's okay. Okay, I think I learned a lot about how this person is playing. They're just making the single most obvious move at every point, or at least that's how they beat me game one. So I think that I can like capitalize on that surely. Okay, I think in the long run, I need to, I have to go for more Hypnosises, right? I think I do the same Pokemon again. Like I said, the other two Pokemon aren't good, and against a lead like that. Yeah, that was a toss by me. Also, I'm shocked that their Fluttermane survived after Stealth Rocks. Let's try locking in for game two. The thing is, if Hypnosis continues, like I was only in a good spot because Hypnosis was so good there, right? I expect that game two, they're not gonna let me just, yeah, like they're gonna bring Ogre Pond Wellspring, right? Surely. Okay, let's do this. Gouging Fire Landorus lead. I mean, that can only be described as good for me, right? I think let's keep it simple, stupid. Just Detect and Liquidation. I'm not under that much pressure here. Okay, no. Oh, wait, I'm faster than Landorus. Let's see here. Okay, Breaking Swipe. So they're gonna try and do a little bit damage to my Araquanid. I actually think that's less problematic than if they'd gone for Great Turn. Okay, we get rid of Landorus for free. I think that's, and like I said, I think that's actually better for me than if they'd gone for Howl there. Liquidation comes out, Landorus goes down. Perfect. Okay, cool. And I got a speed boost. Okay, great. I mean, great turn one. Super good turn one. Fluttermane, okay. Interesting. So this is a tricky turn. I'm gonna go Hypnosis and Liquidation here, I think, because I think that I'll live a double up even if they Terra Fairy. Like if they go for like Gleam. They go for Breaking Swipe, so I could have wide guarded. It's my fault. Let's see, attack falls on Yanmega. This is where that speed that I took out really hurts, but I got the Hypnosis down, which is very good. Very, very, very good. Let's see here what they're going for. Could be Thunderbolts. This is Gleam, so I could have wide guarded, okay. But I survived because they're very bulky. And they're extremely bulky. I've never seen Flutter survive that before, though I did know it was theoretically possible. Air Slash is 95% accurate. If it misses, I'm in huge trouble. But I think I can't cover for every option with this team. Let's go for Air Slash and Liquidation. There's 0 turns of sleep on the Gouging Fire. It's good to know that this Fluttermane is not very strong. I connect. There was a second there where I thought I was not going to connect. Okay, so Fluttermane goes down. I'm up 4-2. Gouging Fire is at half health and asleep. Araquanid still technically alive. Let's see what the last Pokemon is here. They have not Terra'd though, which is where this becomes very challenging. It's a lot of damage, but it's not like if the last Pokemon's Ogerpon Wellspring is where this gets really tricky. Kingambit. Okay, cool. So this technically isn't over yet. Let's go Hypnosis Wide Guard. It's not the perfect play, but I mean they're very Sucker Punch happy, right? And if I hit a move here, then I'll win the game. Sucker Punch. Okay, well then good play from me. Block. Get rid of the Sucker Punch. Let's see if the Yanmega connects again. Yanmega. This Pokemon is my hero. This Pokemon is unbelievable. It's like genuinely the only thing keeping this team in the running. Stay asleep. Nice. Was that the first? That was the first turn of sleep, right? Okay, cool. Let's get some damage on Cringe Gambit. And let's try and get rid of the Gouging Fire, although this is also guaranteed. Okay, they go for Sucker Punch, but they stay asleep. I go for Bug Buzz. This should do like 40? 5? No drop? Okay, and that's gonna be the game. They're not gonna be able to win anymore because I just have too many Pokemon left. So if I'd won game 1, I'd be in really good shape. But again, they have just brought the same Pokemon in different order this game too. It's gonna come down to game 3. And I think the thing is that like, yeah, this was a very dominant win, I would say. But the problem is that they didn't bring their scariest Pokemon, which is the Ogerpon Wellspring. And I hit every Hypnosis. I hit 2 Hypnosises, which made this a lot easier as I forfeit. Okay, cool. I think that's the first time I've ever 4-0'd somebody with bugs. Like I said, there's not really, I don't really have a mix up here. I think that these are the right Pokemon and this is the right order. Cleavor is one thing that I could bring in the lead, but to bring Cleavor in the lead would mean that like basically accepting that the Gouging Fire can just Breaking Swipe it because it's too fast for me with the speed booster. So I think that I have to bring these Pokemon in this order. I just need to get everything in Sucker Punch range. You saw the power of just +1 Terradark low kicks in that last game or in game 1. Yanmega, you've been so good. I need a couple more. I'm probably gonna request a couple more Hypnosis connects because it's pretty difficult to win without them. My God. Okay, game 3. Let's see what we can do here. Let's take our time. Let's be intentional. Landorus Fluttermane. Okay, already this is a pretty good start for me, I think. We know that their Landorus is slower. Now the question is, what are they gonna do here? I'm gonna go for the play that can win me the game. Here's the Terra. That can't be good. Okay, that's not good. Surely they're not locking into Gleam, right? Okay, Moonblast. So then I don't feel so silly. Terra Fairy, Choice Specs, Moonblast. I'm glad I didn't protect this slot. Yanmega? They subbed and they're faster. Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, I did not think about that. Hang on a second. That is not good. I didn't consider them being faster. Okay, I mean, there's bad news. Mostly bad news, right? Oh, and I high rolled. I actually didn't want to get the kill there. That is really, really disastrous. Okay. Okay. I assumed that I was faster because normally Landorus are modest nature, but this is a timid one. Let's think this through. Getting the sub up breaking through the sub is gonna be difficult. I did get the Terra though, which is really nice. Gouging Fire comes in, okay. Let's think through this turn. I have Cleavor and low kicks in the back, but my Araquanid is taking a ton of damage. This turn I can just detect and protect here if I want. But the Araquanid taking so much damage is just, it's a real issue. I wish I air slashed, it's okay. Okay, how much do you think Landorus takes from Terradark Sucker Punch? Important question. Terradark Sucker Punch will do 65 to 77 if they're no bulk, so I need a little bit more damage. So I think then the most important thing is to actually get with damage on this Gouging Fire, truthfully. That's gonna be bad. That's gonna be real bad. Hey. Oh, I was kind of counting on that. That's not good. Not good. Folks, I think this is looking pretty bad. Does my Cleavor isn't weak to ground, but does it even, wait, does Cleavor even take an earth power? Because I'm not sure that it does, honestly. This is looking really bad, folks. Letting them get the sub up that turn 1 is a huge mistake. Okay, I'm now faster than this. I mean, I've been faster, let's be honest. I have to hit this hypnosis. The first one I was allowed to miss. This one, I have to hit every move for the rest of the game. Otherwise, it's genuinely just toast. Show me Burning Bulwark. Go for the burn. Oh, you want to burn me so bad. You want to go for Burning Bulwark so bad. Because Burning Bulwark does not block hypnosis. It only blocks damaging moves. Yanmega, please. Please, you can bring us back into this. Come on, 60% of the time. It works. Oh, Yanmega, you're so good. Okay, that's the perfect turn because now Gouging Fire is a guaranteed sleep turn. Cleavor, I need you to continue with this. What am I trying to say? Okay, good job. Break the sub. It's really big. I break this up. I get the rocks up. Who are they going after here? I don't think Cleavor takes a hit. That's where this gets tricky. Okay, Cleavor definitely doesn't take a hit. That's what happens. Okay. So, oh god, this is pretty bad. 0 turns of sleep on the Gouging Fire. Pterodarch Sucker Punch is not going to kill this Landorus most of the time. Sucker Punch plus Stone Axe would. I'm going to Sucker Punch and Stone Axe into the Landorus. Okay. I don't think Pterodarch was going to get there. I need a little luck to win this game. First turn of sleep on Gouging Fire. It was guaranteed. Now is where things get difficult. I connect. Cleavor, you've done great, honestly. It all comes down to what the last Pokemon is. If it's Rillaboom, Rillaboom is probably the best case scenario, I would say. If it's Ogerpon, it's Gambit again, okay. I think my best play is Pterodarch, Sucker Punch, and Stone Axe try and clear the Gouging Fire in 1. I have a 1 in 3 chance of them staying asleep here. 2 in 3 chance of them staying asleep. If they stay asleep, I have pretty decent odds of, if they stay asleep and they go for Howl, then it's pretty bad. But if I can get the Sucker Punch off here, okay, they attacked. So I just need, it's enough damage that a Breaking Swipe will stay, Stone Axe will stay. Okay, Cleavor, please, 90% of the time, Cleavor. Okay. What are they going for here? I've gotten rid of the Gouging Fire. Cleavor, great job. Hit like 3 Stone Axes. That was not happening in practice. And they go for Kowtow Cleave, but it's into Cleavor, I think. I take it, and now I can go for Swords Dance and Stone Axe again. Right, Swords Dance, Kowtow Cleave. I'm just trying to see if I've missed something here. Like, I could go for regular knockoff as well. They go for Sucker Punch. Okay. 56 down to 0. Okay. Cleavor goes down, but it's more than done its job. Low kicks. Pterodarch low kicks, the secret carry, the secret backup carry in this game. Gets to +2 now with Pterodarch. And even though King Gambit resists it, it should pick up the KO in 1 single hit now. Thanks to Tinted Lens and Life Orb and Pterodarch and +2. Here's knockoff. Pterodarch boosted, +2 boosted, Life Orb boosted, Tinted Lens boosted. My god, okay. That was terrifying. That was so scary, but we win. Okay. We are somehow 2 wins and 1 loss in the tournament. GG. Okay, you want the good news or the bad news? Honestly, okay, the bad news is that this is a hard matchup full of like some of the best Pokemon in the game, but there is a little good news, which is that this Ogerpon Hearthflame, which is a huge problem for my team, does not have Follow Me. Instead is running Stomping Tantrum, not really relevant here in the matchup. And so, while this matchup looks pretty bad, okay, never mind. Yeah, it's really tough. Basically, like, it's possible, but I need to find a way through the Urshifu, and I need to find a way to get low kick set up as well. Venonat really isn't very good here. They have double grass type, Goggles Ensign, Taunt, Fluttermane. So I don't think I can bring Venonat, and then Rabska is like, I mean, double fire type, and I don't have any resist, and Fluttermane with Taunt. So I think it has to be these 4 mons. Yeah. So actually, this is the same thing I was doing last game, right? Same order. Yeah. So this is my no support mon package. Okay, what do we want to see? Double forfeit, not Ursh. Flutter Instant is genuinely not the worst thing of all time because I have liquidation pressure immediately. Honestly, out of everything that could have led, this is one of the best ones for me. I want to go Protect Detect. I'm just worried it's a little bit too obvious. So I could Protect Detect and Liquidation. I could also Hypnosis here if I wanted. That's not good. That's not good at all. This is really ambitious. Oh no! Okay, they don't know about the advantage of using more niche mons is that they don't always know about the mechanics. For example, oh, that's bad. Okay, that's okay. You can't burn Araquanid. That's one of the quirks of the ability. So let's try and get rid of the Flutter Mane and go for a second. I don't think I'm in range of a knockoff here. Okay, honestly, like, I mean, I could have attacked with both. I could have protected both. It's not the worst turn. I might lose my oh, they protect. Okay. So what are they going for then? Because they don't actually have a great switch into... They can go for Parting Shot into Yanmega, but actually by protecting, they've let Yanmega get a second speed boost. I'm now faster than the Flutter Mane. That was not good. They go for knockoff into Araquanid. They could have killed me. Ooh, okay, that's good to know. I think this thing has some offensive investment. Instant survives? Oh, it's Citrus Instant. Okay. This is going well, I'll say it. This is like not a bad start at all. I'm faster than the Flutter Mane now, so I go Air Slash and Liquidation and just accept that if they want to kill me, they can kill me. But they can't both kill me and get the Focus Sash. Okay, I'm faster thanks to 2 speed boosts. Flutter Mane goes down, that's good. Again, keeping the Pokemon lead is really important, especially versus Incineroar. They can go for Parting Shot or Knockoff here. They go for Parting Shot. So they're allowing my Araquanid to get a full powered Liquidation into something. They have everything in the back as a resist except for Ogerpon, so they're guaranteed to have a resist. I think that's Bolt, right? Or is that Ursh? Rilla. Honestly, Rilla's not that good into my team. I think out of everything they could have in the back, that's one of the better ones. Here's Liquidation. That's good damage. I mean, Araquanid is strong. Yeah, that's good damage. That's going to put in an X-Scissor range for sure. So overall, I would say this is a pretty good start. I mean, I could have done a little bit better. Also, I'm shocked their instant survived Liquidation. That's not something I, again, have ever seen. Who's this? Instant again, okay. So do I just want to let one of my Pokemon go down here? Like just let Araquanid go down? Araquanid's kind of done its job and Yanmega can still pressure everything. So let's just go Detect and Liquidation here, I think. It's fine if Araquanid goes down here. Yanmega's Hypnosis pressure and Bug Buzz damage output is actually pretty significant here. You ever Fake Out into the, I can't tell who that is. Which one was that? I assume they're going Fake Out with Instant and then Woodhammer with Rillaboom just to KO Yanmega. Yeah, okay, not Yanmega, Araquanid, but that's fine because now I have a choice. Now they have not Terra'd yet, which is interesting. Instant, do we think Instant is in range of U-turn if they're very physically bulky? I think probably not, right? So then who do I go into here? I think I like the idea of going low kicks here. I should have thought this one through a bit more. I'm gonna go Bug Buzz here and Terradark knockoff, I think. Bug Buzz and Terradark knockoff just to get the KO. Because I still have Cleavor in the back, so... Oh wait, I have to watch out for Urshifu Rapid Strike as the last. This might be a mistake, actually. I mean, the thing about this, though, is that they can never kill Yanmega this turn. And Low Kicks is really strong. Now, did I calculate whether or not this would KO? No. Here's Bug Buzz. Thanks to the drop, it won't KO, but it gets really close. Here's Knockoff. I am faster. Rillaboom could have, in theory, been faster, but I just thought it was pretty unlikely. This should KO, right? Okay. So I'm up 3-2. They can never get a KO this turn. The question is, what are they going for? Are they going for Parting Shot? Are they going for Will-O-Wisp? Are they going for Knockoff? All three of them have upsides, but all three of them have like very real downsides as well. Parting Shot is the best case scenario in my opinion for me. Because the thing about Parting Shot is that it means that I don't get burned on low kicks and that I don't get my sash broken. We don't want to see Bolt as the last. I don't know what that is. Ogerpon. Oh, interesting. Okay. They still haven't Terra'd yet. This is no setup Ogerpon though. I have Cleavor in the back, but Cleavor can miss is the problem. And I have -2 on Mega. This thing does not have Grassy Glide, so I don't have to worry about priority. I just detect here, I think. Right, detect. I don't want to lose my Focus Sash. I don't want to lose any Mons here. Here's the Terra. That's gonna be Fire Terra. How many turns of grass have happened yet? We had a Woodhammer turn. We had last turn. We had a Woodhammer to KO Araquanid, KO. I think this is turn three. So I think there's still 2 turns left after this. Here's where this gets dicey, by the way, is that my only rock move, which would do tons of damage to this Ogerpon, is only 90% accurate. So I'm wondering, is there a way for me to win this without risking the miss? Maybe Cudgel. Like, okay, the question becomes in my mind, how much damage do I do to Ogerpon Hearthflame? Like, Terradark Sucker Punch does 60%, 60 to 70%. So I'm almost wondering, is it ever Bug Buzz here and then switch to Cleavor, sacrifice it off? I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna Bug Buzz the instant, and I'm actually gonna sack off Cleavor here because Cleavor can miss, whereas Low Kicks will never miss. And Sucker Punch does so much damage with Terradark that it should just, like, yeah, be really difficult for them to come back. There's Bug Buzz. This should KO even at -2. Okay, Instant goes down. Good job, Yanmega. You were excellent this game. Unfortunately, I am sacrificing Cleavor here, which is doesn't feel good. Ivy Cudgel. Into Cleavor, yeah. Sorry. I'm at +6 speed on Yanmega, but I can go back into Low Kicks. If I lose this game, it's going to be because I didn't want to take the 90% accurate chance of the Stone Axe missing, but I just feel like this is going to do enough damage. Air Slash plus Sucker Punch. Okay, Terradark Sucker Punch. This is going to do a lot of damage. God, that's strong. Okay, I connected. That was the important one. That's a lot of damage. I haven't flinched once, I think, with Air Slash in practice, or I played like 100 games of practice. I don't know why this Yanmega won't flinch. Crit doesn't matter there. So I think the guaranteed win condition is double Bug Buzz here, because Air Slash, yeah, they're low enough that like one Bug Buzz won't KO, but they don't have any priority. So I can go, and I still have Sash intact, so I can go for Bug Buzz here into the Ogre Pawn, because I still have my Focus Sash intact. Here's Bug Buzz, never misses. Just gets the KO. Okay, great job, Yanmega. Really, really nice job. Yanmega KO'd Fluttermane, Ogre Pawn, Incin, not Rillaboom. Locust got Rillaboom, yeah. Okay, I mean, that's excellent, because this is, like, there's some really scary Pokemon on this team, and yeah, winning game one against that is just makes my life a lot easier, though it's still pretty challenging overall, I would say. So in game two, I don't really have better Pokemon to bring, I don't think. The Urshifu Rapid Strike is a huge issue for my team, and they didn't bring it in game one. I also don't think Rillaboom is super good versus me, just to be honest, although it is one of their better switches. It's like they're only, nah, they didn't bring Raging Bolt or Urshifu, although the thing is that with Calm Mind Raging Bolt, I don't think it's as strong here, but I don't really think I have a better option than these four. Yeah, Lokix is, as you saw, very strong if it can get into position. Also, the Fluttermane living that liquidation means that Lokix cannot one-shot it, so I'm gonna need some damage on it at some point. So in game two, I expect them to bring Incin again. The Citrus Incin that lives liquidation is genuinely a huge problem. Yanmega was definitely like the MVP in that last game, so I'm gonna try and keep Yanmega healthy if I can, though I have to expose it. Raging Bolt Fluttermane is the lead. Okay, that's not good at all. I mean, I want to hit this thing with Hypnosis, but are they gonna taunt me? I go Hypnosis. Please don't taunt. Oh, they taunted Araquanid. Okay, Yanmega, please, Yanmega, please, my goat. My goat! That's okay, it's okay. Even goats falter sometimes. That could be bad. Okay, that's not good. +1 Raging Bolt, that's not good. Maybe I get the KO here in one shot. Maybe I get the cheeky one shot. I don't know how I'm gonna beat this Raging Bolt, in fact. Them surviving is a huge problem. It's probably a roll, but I mean, they've lived it twice, so I can't count on it, right? I don't like this play at all, to be honest. I really dislike this play. I think I'm eating Thunderclap for sure. Yeah, I mean, I knew it was coming. I also knew that I would survive. The question is, do they double me? I think they have to... I could have taunted. I should live this, right? Surely I live. Surely I live this. Araquanid's good, okay. So we trade Araquanid for Fluttermane, but the advantage is that my Araquanid's still alive, and the disadvantage is that their Raging Bolt +1/+1. We want to see, I guess, Incin here is the best case scenario. Okay. I think here what I need to do is take advantage of the fact that this Incin doesn't have... I think I have to take advantage of the fact that it doesn't have Flare Blitz and go for Terra Ghost Hypnosis into the Bolt. My game plan to beat this Bolt, by the way, is to get Lokix to +2 and then go from there. Although maybe I just need to go on the offense. Like, the question is, what are they doing this turn? Worst case scenario is Fake out into Araquanid. That's not good. I wasted my Terra for nothing. Show me Thunderclap. They're not going for Thunderclap. Show me Hypnosis connecting. Okay, hang on. We're... Like, do I survive? I don't know if Lokix takes a Dragon Pulse from this Raging Bolt is the thing. I don't take Dragon Pulse. Lokix's stats are really, really, really bad. I don't even think I died of Thunderclap, actually. So that's not good. So I think in order to win this, I have to get lucky then, right? So I go Hypnosis plus Swords Dance here. Yeah, I think I need a 2-turn sleep and maybe Hypnosis to connect here. Otherwise, I'm going Giga 12th. They switch. That's not good, if you're wondering. They go into... Ogre Pawn, okay. They Terra the Bolt to Fairy, okay. And that's mostly bad for me. The thing is that the Terra Fairy doesn't help them defensively because of whatever I have it's called. I need Hypnosis to connect here, probably. I need the 2-turn sleep. Actually, the big thing here, Hypnosis, like, hitting definitely helps. So the big thing here is to make sure that I get the 2-turn sleep. It's a 2 in 3 chance in my favor, but I mean, I've already gotten pretty lucky to hit both Hypnosises. So like, eventually the odds are not going to be in my favor, but this turn is the crucial turn. If I can get the 2-turn sleep here, that helps a lot. Do I think I need to Sucker Punch here? I think probably not. I think they're probably not going to go for the Thunderclap, so I'm going to go Air Slash Knockoff. Okay, they didn't switch. Oh, hold on. This is a powerful move. First turn of sleep on Ogre Pawn, okay. If I had Terra Dark still, Knockoff is going to do a ton here. How much? Oh, Lokix is so good. This Pokemon is so good. My God. And now I have Cleavor. I have Cleavor versus 2 fire types. My God. My God. Okay. I could predict both here, but the Ogerpon's asleep, and I got Yanmega my Yanmega's kind of schmoving. So I go Air Slash into the Ogerpon, and I knock off the instant, I think. Okay, no fake out. That's an X scissor range. Oh, they stay asleep. I think I did it. I think I won. Because this is +1 knockoff. That's not weak. With the Citrus. Knock off into Yanmega, but Yanmega's done its job. With Cleavor with Scarf in the back. Another speed boost. Doesn't really matter. But I mean, I'm not complaining. Okay, and now Bug Buzz is a guaranteed KO. Okay, Bug Buzz. That's the end of Ogerpon. Folks, I think I'm 3-1 somehow. With this mono bug team. Low kick, she gonna get the KO. This Pokemon... Okay, I know that I'm being biased because I've been using only bug types for like a full week consecutively, but when Lokix is good, it is an incredible Pokemon. Like most of the time it's not good, but when it is good, it one-shot Terra Fairy Bolt. Okay, kind of. It did like 80% to Terra Fairy Bolt without the Terra. Without needing my Terra. Anyway, we're 3-1 in the tournament. Don't know how that happened. Anyway, well, it's probably downhill from here. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm here with round 5, and there's a Pokemon on the other side of the field that I was hoping I would not see, and I thought that I might be able to avoid it because, like, it's not super popular, but unfortunately, I was wrong, and that is Heatran. My opponent has Heatran. And if you look at Heatran's resistances, you'll notice that both of its types unfortunately resist bug. This team also has the Instant Amoonguss package and Wellspring Mask Ogerpon. So on the whole, I would say that this sucks so much. However, there are a couple things that are working in my favor. First of all, for their other meta powerful Pokemon, they have Specs Fluttermane, who is strong, but like actually isn't the strongest into my specific team. Like it's like other Fluttermanes can be annoying if they can protect, but a Fluttermane that can't protect that I can always Sucker Punch if I get a little damage on it is always like, yeah, good. And then the last Pokemon is Landorus Incarnate with Sub. So the Sub is bad, but Landorus on the whole is not the worst Pokemon to play against because bug resists ground. That being said, getting through the other Pokemon is a real nightmare. And Rabska, I could bring Rabska. Like it's good into Amoonguss, it's good into Wellspring Mask Ogerpon, it's good into Landorus, it's really bad into Heatran. I think that these should be my starting mode. This team's primary weakness, I would say, is that it doesn't have any speed control. It doesn't even have Icy Wind on the Fluttermane, and so this is the first time, and probably the only time I'll say this, but Cleavor actually outspeeds the entire team. And so if I can get into a position where like they have low HP, then that's, yeah, pretty good. Yeah, like, I mean, of course I have to hit my moves, but whatever, right? So I'm doing my go-to lead again. Yanmega plus Araquanid, and here's Instant plus Landorus. Okay, so that's not so bad. That's honestly not so bad. This Instant has Flare Blitz knockoff, right? Okay, so I think I just Air Slash the Landorus and liquidate the Instant. That would probably fake out the Araquanid if I had to guess. They're thinking about it. Here's fake out into Araquanid. So I think best case scenario is Air Slash Flinch. They go for Sub. Honestly, not bad for me because now I have the speed boost. Assuming I hit. Okay, good job, Yanmega. This breaks the Sub. Great. So basically, we traded Fake Out Chip for Air Slash Chip, and Araquanid flinches. So overall, a good turn, I would say. I think I go Detect on Yanmega and Liquidation into Instant. They switched. Okay, nice play from them. There's probably a Amoonguss. No way. Okay. Should we Protect from Landorus, I guess, would be nice. Okay, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. I would have rather killed the Landorus here, but like, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? They go Sludge Bomb. So we also have 3 of the 4 Mons here, which is good. And that's good damage, actually. Is it Helmet? That sucks. Okay. Okay. In order to win this game, what has to happen? I mean, I have Air Slash into Amoonguss here and Liquidation into Amoonguss. Air Slash is not going to KO from this range. Let's see here. This is a bit... this is probably a bad move in hindsight. I'm basically just praying. I'm playing as if it's going to hit. Okay, they switched. Hold on. Hang on. If I hit anything here with Hypnosis... Okay, if I hit Instant with Hypnosis, my position improves a billion-fold. Let's see here. They protected. I could have gone Air Slash Liquidation and killed this thing, but if I hit here, I'm in really good shape. That's okay. That's all right. Good try, guys. I should have just Terra. I was worried about them tearing. I'm playing really risky. I need to think these turns through more. Okay, I mean, I didn't Terra, which is, I guess, good. Yanmega, if you're gonna hit the Air Slash Flinch, now would be a really good time for it. They just barely have enough HP. Okay, that's not good. Oh my god, Bug Buzz is a sound type move. It goes through Sub. Wait, it goes through Sub, right? I need to look this up. I'm pretty sure it's Bug Buzz. It's Bug Buzz. I mean, surely it's a sound type move. Sound type. Yes. Okay, so it goes through Sub. So I can kill this thing. I was like, do I have any sound type moves? My suspiciously sound type shaped Yanmega. Let's see if they know. They know. Madge. They know. Does he know? He knows. Madge, Sag, Badge. Parting shot, Neon Mega, Madge. Mungus again. Okay. That's good damage, though. Good job, Rakunid. You're my goat. Okay, this turn's really important. I can go for Hypnosis. I can also Bug Buzz again. I'm going to Bug Buzz Landorus to force the Rage Powder, and I'm going to Liquidation Amoonguss. Okay. I guess Sub might have been better, you could argue, but that's okay. I'm taking a lot of damage, though, and my Yanmega's about to get put to sleep. But the thing is that I did get rid of Landorus, which is nice. Which this is like a neutral turn, probably. Assuming that my Amoonguss, that my Yanmega falls asleep here. Okay, that's not great. I got rid of Landorus. What's in the back? So they have Incin, who is undamaged. They have Amoonguss, who's taken some hits. My Yanmega's -1 special attack. I have low kicks still. I have Cleavor and low kicks in the back. They have not Terra'd yet. Keytrend's the last. That is not 100% accurate. Oh, they're gonna go for Magma Storm and just try and clear me in one, right? Do I have enough for sub? Hang on, 43. I have enough for a sub. I'm gonna go for sub. Rage Powder, okay. Yanmega takes its first turn of sleep. If I dodge here, I'm in great shape. They hit, that's fine. Yanmega's going down, unfortunately, but it's kind of done its job, is my opinion. This is actually not good, right? I think this is bad. I go low kicks and I knock off the Amoonguss and I liquidate the Heatran. Because by knocking off Amoonguss, I basically get around the Terra threat, and also it means that I won't die. Like even if they switch an instant here and Rage Powder, then it means that they will survive. But I'll get rid of the Rocky Helmet, which is what's threatening to kill my Rakuten right now. Here's the Terra. Oh, is that Amoonguss? Oh, nobody knows about Tinted Lens. Maybe I needed to Terra here. Actually, Amoonguss is really bulky. This may have been a mistake. Oh, did I need to Dark Terra here? That might have been. This might have been a mistake. I assumed that I would kill. Like, I figured low kicks is really strong. Surely this kills, right? This is a really... I needed to calc. I'm faster. Okay. Low kicks is... When it's good, okay? That's Rocky Helmet. That's the end of Amoonguss, though. They have to do a 75% accurate move, but the thing is, if they go down in 1, then they're in huge, huge trouble. Okay, let's see if they hit. They hit again. That's fine. Low kicks did its job. I got rid of Amoonguss. Staying a low kicks, but it honestly, great job, low kicks. You did exactly what you had to do. You were the perfect Pokemon here. And they don't have Terra anymore, which means that they're now weak to my... This should KO, surely, right? Oh my god, this low HP Rakuten just popped off. Heatran goes down. Okay. It's 2 versus 1, but I have a Rakuten behind a sub with Terra Water still available. So that's going to be... Because they don't have any way to hit me through sub, right? Yeah, Fake Out, Flare Blitz, Parting Shot, Knockoff. And my glasses are dirty again. This battle was a tale of 2 low HP substitutes. Okay. I want to know how much -1 Stone Axe does. So even though it can miss, I'm going to lock into it because I have the ability to go for Terra Water here. Stone Axe, Terra Water, Liquidation. Let's see how much -1 does. Yeah, because their only sound-based move is Parting Shot, which doesn't do damage, and I still have the Clear Amulet. My opponent messages in the chat. Okay, I learned an ability. Thanks. Like, okay, the only advantage that I have by using 6 bug types is that people are just not familiar with my Pokemon, right? We've seen incident where tried, like, nobody I think has known about Tinted Lens on low kicks. Now, here's the problem. We won that game, but how do we do it a second time? I mean, I have to bring the same Pokemon again. I can switch up the order in theory, but against like instant Landorus lead, which they could go back to, it could be a problem. I do think that there's a chance that they bring Wellspring Mask Ogerpon, but I understand why people are hesitant to do it because like I do have 6 bug type Pokemon and they are like you need, if you're bringing Ogerpon, you kind of need to Terra it is the thing. And even then it's like still pretty spooky. I think I just run it straight back. I don't like Sub Landorus. I much prefer the Sandseer Storm versions. I heart clicking Hypnosis. I heart clicking Hypnosis in my Yanmega. The Fluttermane's 4th move is Power Gem. It's a rock type move, which hits bug. All of my Pokemon are... I don't have a rock resist on this team, which I guess makes sense. I do have 6 bugs. Okay, game 2. Incident Landorus again. Okay, so basically what they're saying is... They want to run it back. I hate this music, and I went random, so I can't change it. Oh, man. Okay. So what do I do here? I mean, I'm threatening a lot, right? I'm threatening Air Slash. I want to protect both, but I don't want to give them sub for free. Okay. Okay, I wanted to protect, but that's okay. Didn't do it. Let's see what this does. Not half, right? That's still good damage. It's not the end of the world, all things considered. Like, it's not good. It's not the beginning of the world. Let's try this. I'm up a game. If we get a little lucky, it can really swing things. Actually, this music kind of, maybe I may have judged this music too soon. I think. Yanmega, this might be your last attack on the field. I need you to make it count, buddy. Oh, Yanmega, if you hit a grass type here, our lead is going to be really, really good. Oh, Yanmega, if you can hit this Amoonguss. Show me Protect from Landorus. Yanmega. God, you're good. You are so good, buddy. Is it your turn to sleep on the Amoonguss? Oh! Yanmega survived! My God. Landorus down, Amoonguss 0 turns of sleep. I'm taking damage, but who cares? Who cares? Heatran. You can't kill my Araquanid here. There's no way. So I have a free Air Slash and Liquidation. This forces them to Bug Terra. Wait, okay, hang on. I was wrong. I was wrong about the music. I'd like to rescind my statement. They have to Bug Terra here. I could Air Slash it. I need damage on the Amoonguss so badly, though. Do you think? Yeah, I'll do this. Here's the Bug Terra. It's okay. You dare use my own type against me? I wasn't sure if Terra Water was going to kill there is the reason why. Oh! Is that good or bad? I live this. I super live this. Okay, Araquanid is now Traquanid. This is going to do big damage. The thing is, if I kill this Amoonguss, like, I have Cleavor in the back, right? 50 down to how much? 29. I take another one of those. They can't protect and kill me. So I'm going to double the Amoonguss here with Air Slash and Liquidation, and this only loses if they wake up and protect. I think they might switch, though. I think if they wake up and protect, the Liquidation target won't matter because they... Surely they protect Heatran, right? Surely they don't let me Air Slash them for the kill? My God. Okay, this isn't over yet, but my lead is growing. I kill Incin. A little overkill, but that's all right. The Amoonguss is 1 turn of sleep and their Terra is used. So I go for Air Slash into Heatran. I live another attack here from the, I live another attack of Magma Storm here. 8 HP left. Okay, Yanmega's getting faster. 1 turn of sleep on Amoonguss. Amoonguss is now very healthy, though. It's not in range of another Air Slash. I'm going to Air Slash the Heatran who just protected and liquidate the Heatran who just protected. They don't wake up. Oh, they don't wake up. Yanmega, if you connect, I think we're going to win. Yanmega. No! Yanmega! Flinch! My first flinch! This Yanmega has done the impossible. This Yanmega is so good, it doesn't look like a bug type. Yanmega. My God. Yanmega. Araquanid's good too. Araquanid's really good, but this Yanmega, holy cow. Okay, we are 4-1. I will be honest, there was no world where I thought we would get 4 wins. Like, especially after yesterday, I did not think it was even possible. I have been throwing my head against the wall with this team for a week. I've played over 100 games and I was like just hoping for like good enough battles that there was something. So to be 4-1 is ridiculous and is significantly better than I had hoped for. And I feel like every bug has pulled its weight so far. Every single one of them has been putting in work. So regardless of how the next 2 games go, I'm quite happy with this. Okay, I am here with round number 6. There are 2 rounds left in the tournament. I'm currently 4-1. This is a team with some scary threats, but overall I would say it's not the worst matchup that we've had all day. This is Choice Scarf Urshifu, Choice Band Dragonite, and Choice Specs Fluttermane. And while that is scary for sure, what it means is that there's 3 Pokemon here that I can just Sucker Punch. So I think that in the long run, my goal is to do something with low kicks. I definitely want Yanmega up front. I think I want Cleavor in the back, probably. Cleavor, Yanmega in the back. So the question, or Cleavor, low kicks in the back. So the question is, what do I lead with? I can lead with Venonat. They only have 2 sleep immunes, which is the Amoonguss and the Incineroar. I need to lead with Venonat, I think, because otherwise I'm just gonna get blown up by the problem is with Scarf Urshifu. If I don't lead with Venonat, then Choice Scarf Terra Water Urshifu will just kill my Yanmega, and then I'll lose the game on the spot. So we would love to see, like, not Incin. That's okay. I could detect both. I could also just Bug Buzz here if I wanted. I'm gonna detect both, I think. Okay, here's the Terra. That's gonna be normal on Dragonite most likely. It's probably not Ghost Chien-Pao, which also probably tells us that they're locking into Extreme Speed here. Do you think Venonat dies to this? I have no idea. Like, surely I survive. I have Eviolite, right? Dragonite. I live.
I live.
Okay, E-Speed comes out into Venonat, and they go for Rope Chop. Okay, wait, I think I lose. Like, the problem is that what happens after this turn? Surely this isn't Yanmega, right? Or into Venonat? Okay, then I didn't need to Terra. Okay, survive, nice. I Bug Buzz. I could have gone for Air Slash here if I wanted, but I didn't want. We've gotten through 2 extreme speeds. Okay, here's where things get tricky for me because, like, now what, right? I think I have to go low kicks here, and I think I have to go Terra Ghost, Hypnosis into Dragonite and Detect, because they're gonna go for something that stops Sucker Punch, right? They switched. No! They switched. Among Us. Okay, surely they Sucker Punch, right? Wait, hang on, wait. If I hit my Hypnosis here, and they suck. If I hit Hypnosis here, I'm in good shape, kind of regardless. Sucker Punch, 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 Sucker Punch. Oh, they're good. They didn't fall for it. They didn't fall for it, Madge. Not good. Okay, they just outplayed me that turn. Okay, Amoonguss fell asleep though because I hit Hypnosis, which is excellent. Okay, Protect is great, I think. So here's the situation. It depends on what the last Pokemon is, right? Because the problem is the last Pokemon could be Urshifu, in which case my life gets extraordinarily difficult. I get +2 on low kicks though, which is great. Okay, the question is, does low kicks die to Terra Normal Extreme Speed without Sword of Ruin? And it does. Okay, so since I'm dying to Sword of Ruin anyway, I think I'm supposed to leave this thing alive actually and not KO the Chenpao. Okay, they didn't Sucker. So I get rid of Amoonguss. The problem is that I'm never gonna be able to beat this Dragonite, right? I'm gonna KO the Amoonguss here. The problem is this Dragonite, right? Okay, here's the crucial turn. So if I can hit this thing with Hypnosis, then I can win the game. I've already gotten pretty lucky, but I need even more luck to win. But at this point also, it's a 60% chance, right? So it's not, the odds aren't that bad. They could also not go for Extreme Speed, in which case my odds improve like significantly. Because +2 low kicks will kill everything. It's only a question of whether or not I get to that point. They lock E-Speed, okay. So they can't damage my Yanmega if I KO the Chenpao. Let's see if I hit Hypnosis. Okay, if I get the 2-turn sleep on this Chenpao, then my position is exquisite, but I could still lose. Okay, let's see here. Stay asleep? Okay, cool. 2-turn sleep on Chenpao. I'll KO the Dragonite with Knockoff, and I'll go for Bug Buzz into Chenpao, I guess. I've gotten so lucky, and I might still lose. I've hit 3 Hypnosis. Okay, that's Dragonite sleep. The question is, does Chenpao stay asleep here? Wakes up and goes for Sucker Punch. That's not good. So it just comes down to what the last Pokemon is. Because if it's Urshifu, the Urshifu is Aqua Jet, right? It's Scarf Urshifu with Aqua Jet, so it's not good. Maybe I was supposed to KO this Chenpao earlier. I just didn't think that I could let Dragonite get in the field next to Urshifu because I thought that Aqua Jet would mean that I lost for sure. Maybe I was supposed to double the Chenpao here, actually. Okay, if the last Pokemon is Instant, I'm fine. If the last Pokemon is Flutter Mane, I win for sure. If it's specifically if it's Urshifu is where this things get like difficult. Flutter Mane. Oh, Flutter Mane! It's Specs! And I'm +2. I go X Scissor and Sucker Punch. I won! Okay, but I hit 3 Hypnosises. Hypnosi. I hit 3. And I only barely won because they didn't have the right Pokemon in the back. Question for the chat. How do I, now what? I mean, it's gotta be these two, right? Okay, Rabska. I don't need Cleavor, but it's like Dragonite is the problem for me and I don't have anything better versus Dragonite, right? So I think I gotta run it back. Like, I can't really justify bringing a Araquanid here. There's 3 ways that I go in. First is hit every Hypnosis and get super lucky again. Second is Urshifu Dragonite. Okay, interesting. That's okay, honestly. I think I want to save my Terra because I want to keep Ghost as an option. Okay, in a perfect world, they Surging Strikes and they go for Outrage. But I think I want to save my Terra. Here's the Terra. That's going to be probably the Dragonite, but it could be the Urshifu. It is Urshifu this time. So that actually is a big deal because it means that I don't have to worry about Terra Normal Extreme Speed. And also, I'm not dead to Surging Strikes here. So actually, I think that this is pretty good. Let's see if they lock into... They didn't go for E-Speed. Okay, cool. So they're locking into a different move, but I guess they're going for Surging Strikes. But they don't kill Venonat here. There's no way. Yeah, Venonat is very tanky. Even with Water Terror, I don't go down. Actually, I live that pretty comfortably, it looks like. 2 hits did a little over 50. 33 HP is enough. I just need to hit an Air Slash here and my position becomes quite good, because then Air Slash plus Bug Buzz should kill. I just had to say something. I just had to say something. I lock into Outrage. Okay. So this, if I had hit the Air Slash there, then I would have had a threat. I would have been threatening a double KO. So is it even possible to win anymore? Yep. And I know exactly how. Do you think this thing dies to Stone Axe? I don't think it's gonna matter is the unfortunate thing. So I Hypnosis here. And now because I missed Air Slash, I have to hit Hypnosis. Yanmega, you can miss one, but you can't miss both. Yanmega, you're so good. Now, even with this, I don't actually know if Stone Axe kills. I suspect it will though. Let's use faster between Urshifu and Kleavor. Kleavor's faster. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty bad. There's no good way that this next thing could happen. Kleavor is unfortunately very weak. Yeah, that Air Slash miss meant that things are a lot worse here. Here's Outrage. It's into Yanmega though. So both my Pokemon are faster. Dragonite is just gonna attack again. It is confused. I think I ignore the fact that my moves can miss and I just hope that things go my way. So I go Air Slash here and I go Stone Axe here. Okay, because I don't think, I'm pretty sure Air Slash, okay, so they both hit. So Air Slash is better than Bug Buzz only in the sense that it means that if they wake up, they could flinch. They could flinch. Oh my God, okay, that's very, very good. I mean, it's not good to be clear, but it improves my position. If they go into Chen Pao here, what's the danger here? I guess Amoonguss? Chen Pao, okay. Here's where the Stealth Rocks come into play, by the way. Oh, I can't go for Bug Buzz here because I would remove the Sword of Ruin boost, so I have to go for Hypnosis. They switched. Oh, they baited me. They baited me into, is it Ensign? Oh, it's Flutter. Hold on, I can win this game. I can win this game. I just need, wait, do I even need anything? Okay, big connect. This game is winnable. I actually don't even think the sleep matters there. It just depends on if I hit Stone Axe. I hit. They lived barely. Nice bait and switch. They need to kill my my Yanmega here. Oh, that's not what you needed to do. That is not what you needed to do. Folks, I think I can win. I think I can win. Wait, hang on. Okay, I go into low kicks. I have Dark Terror knockoff, which KOs both Fluttermane and Chen Pao. I don't know if I need to Dark Terror, to be honest. So the Fluttermane slot cannot switch. If the Fluttermane slot switches, then Urshifu dies to Bug Buzz. And if the Urshifu slot switches, then the Chen Pao dies to Bug Buzz and the Fluttermane dies and they can't KO both at once. So I Bug Buzz here and I Terra Dark knockoff the Fluttermane just to guarantee the KO on the Chen Pao in case it switches in. I'm gonna win. Because they're locked into Surging Strikes and Yanmega's too fast. They stay in with both. Fluttermane doesn't have Sleep Talk, right? Yeah, no. For a second, I was like, wait a second. Here's Bug Buzz. That's the end of Urshifu. And Fluttermane just switched in and took the sleep here, so it can't wake up on this turn. Sleeps? It doesn't have Sleep Talk? Okay. Yanmega and Low Kicks working together once again to disassemble the opponent's team. The Stealth Rock's coming in clutch, breaking the Focus Sash on the Chen Pao makes a huge difference here. Fluttermane goes down. It's a 2 against 1. It's my two tiny bugs against a Generation 9 legendary Pokemon. But the problem is they're fully pinned because in order to KO Yanmega before it attacks, they have to go for Sucker Punch, which then lets them go down to a single hit from Low Kicks. Even though Chen Pao is quite high defense, thanks to the two ticks of Stealth Rock from Kleavor Stone Axe, even though Sword of Ruin doesn't apply to Chen Pao, it's not surviving a knockoff. I don't believe it for a second. They forfeit. We are 5 wins and 1 loss with Mono Bug. I'm speechless. Let me say GG. 2-0 with Mono Bug. Okay, well, this tournament has a hard cut to top 16, so I'm actually not guaranteed to make top 16, even if I lose the last one, even though I have 5 wins. So we'll have to see. But regardless, I mean, that's certainly better than none of this I thought was possible. None of this was possible in my opinion. So yeah, we'll play the last round, see if we make top cut. But regardless, I mean, this is just, I don't even have words. This is ridiculous. Okay, round 7. So this could be the final round of the tournament, depending on if I make top cut or not. And we're going up against a team which is similar to many of the other teams that we've seen today, with a lot of similar Pokemon. The big thing here is that this Hearthflame Mask Ogerpon, okay, who's typically a pretty big problem for my team. Here, it doesn't have Swords Dance, or it doesn't have Follow Me. It does have Swords Dance, but it does have Grassy Glide as well, and Priority is pretty tricky. This Urshifu's Terra Poison Mystic Water. So, I mean, my Rabska is okay here. I do think Yanmega is the most important Pokemon. The problem is that Venonat is not super good at all. You know, actually, I could lead with Kleavor here and bring Low Kicks in the back. I don't think that I'm gonna be able to save my Terra for Rabska. I'm gonna bring Venonat in the back and just hope that it's good enough. Kleavor! It's my Cleavor impression. God, it's so cold in here. I think I turned it to like 62 degrees last night because the ventilation in my apartment sucks, okay? Ah! It's me! Hello? Jarvis! Help. Well, this is a terrible lead for me. Hello? 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 Oh, man. What am I supposed to do? I mean, this is a lead that I theorized would be pretty difficult, and now that I'm seeing it in front of me, it looks pretty difficult. I think I go Terra goes to Air Slash and hope for the best and Stone Axe. Fake out into Yanmega. Fake out into Yanmega. Please, 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 please. Like, I don't want to Terra here, but like, I would like to save it for low kicks, but I just don't think that I can afford to take both Fake out and Surging Strikes without getting an Air Slash off. I don't kill though. Oh, no Fake out. That's not good. No crit. That's not good. Well, that's not good. 30% chance of flinch. Okay, Air Slash connect and crit or flinch. My odds are good. My odds are good. My odds are good. My odds are not good enough. Flinch. Ow. Ah, it's all right. It's all right. I'm going first. I'm going first. Uh-oh. Okay, well, that was my worst Terra. The worst Terra I've ever done. It's Mystic Water Urshifu and it's slower than my thingy. I think I need low kicks to be faster. Otherwise, I think I'm going 8th. Than the Urshifu. It depends if they're max speed or not, but they could be max speed. I think I'm about to lose the game on this turn. Let's see if we can win this game without needing to get lucky. I'm basically calling that they're either going for Detect or they're going for Aqua Jet here. Okay, Aqua Jet. And this should KO the instant, I think. I didn't run the calc. Yeah, okay. Okay, so instant's dead. That's one of their immunes. Question is if they have Ogerpon in the back, the game is over. I need them to have like Chenpao Bolt specifically, I think. Otherwise, I think I'm losing. Rillaboom isn't good at all. Okay, it is technically possible to win. I go Sleep Powder here and I switch to Yanmega. I need to call correctly which Tamon is getting fake outed. Basically, I need them to fake out low kicks here. Okay. Because I think Venonat's going to survive this. My prediction. Oh! Venonat does survive. That's good. Okay, so the win condition is what? What is the win condition here? Okay, it is technically possible. I hit Sleep Powder. How much do I take from U-turn from Rillaboom? They haven't Terra'd either. This is not looking good. Okay, so here's the plan. The last one has to be Bolt. Or else I'm going 12th. I Sleep Powder here and I pray that it's Bolt. I guess Chenpao's also okay. Bolt or Chenpao. If it's Ogerpon, then I lose. I Swords Dance. I confirm that I'm faster than both Mons. Oh, then both Mons. Okay, cool. Low kicks is faster. Low kicks, then Urshifu, then Rillaboom. Probably this is U-turn. Okay, so if the last one can be put to sleep, then if the last Mon, I need the last Mon to not be Ogerpon. If it is, then I lose, and that's fine. Yeah, okay, well, they played well. Like, frankly, after the turn 1, I couldn't win. It's just like plain and simple. That's just the case. Okay, I think this isn't the end of the world. I think they'll bring these Mons again, maybe in a different order. So what do I bring though? Because I don't think I bring Venonat. Do I ever bring Rabska here? I don't think it's like, the thing is that none of my Pokemon feel great in the back, right? Because they're all bad into the grass types. But I don't have anything else that I can lead next to Yanmega, right? Can I lead Yanmega plus, I can't lead Yanmega plus Araquanid, right? That doesn't work. I kind of like Yanmega Cleavor, but I just don't know if that's gonna actually work for me. I like Cleavor in the lead, honestly. Who's the third Mon? Honestly, Venonat is just so worthless into this matchup specifically. Like if they're bringing Ogerpon and Rillaboom in the back, then none of my Pokemon are good into that, right? Okay, I'll do Araquanid. The thing about Araquanid is that this means that I'm now a lot weaker to the Raging Bolt. But I think in game 2, I can afford to be a little weaker to Raging Bolt because those 4 Mons were so good game 1. I think they might switch up the leads. Okay. Ogerpon's a threat. Ogerpon's a big threat. I think I want to detect Yanmega, and I think I want to Stone Axe the Ensign, probably. Then again, the bigger threat for me is actually the Ogerpon, right? I don't like this. Okay, well, I didn't make the wrong play. Rillaboom, okay. I didn't make the wrong play, but I might not have made the right one. Okay, here's the Terra. So, you want the good news or the bad news? Just kidding, it's kind of all bad news. I mean, the good news is I got the Terra. I doubled them on that didn't, like, I made the right turn 1 play, I think. Oh, we just, +1, no, I'm bug type. I'm not weak to grass, so Grassy Glide won't KO me, right? Okay. Thank you, Cleavor. Cleavor. Dude, that was like the most important Stone Axe you could launch. Guys, what are we doing? No, I missed both. Getting those, the Stone Axe especially, because I needed the rocks. Oh, I don't have in the back. I don't have the Pokemon I need. I go Hypnosis and Stone Axe, and I say, you know what? We're gonna hit, baby. Oh wait, they can fake out. Okay, they didn't fake out. That's okay, I'm still in it, baby. Okay, Yanmega does what it does best. It's Hypnosis. My goat. Yeah, you thought you could count out my Yanmega. I lose my sash, that's not good. That cannot be good. Okay, I know 3 of the 4 Mons. If I had Stealth Rocks up, my position, exquisite. My vibes, exquisite. My mood, exquisite. I got nothing. My Incineroar, again. You dare to bring to me my own Pokemon. How dare you? Okay, Araquanid, I brought you in the back, and actually you're good. You're good because they've turned into a fire type, so you can one-shot their Terramon if it is allowed. Hypnosis Liquidation here. Yeah. I mean, they can fake me out, but then, yeah, whatever. Fake out, yep. 23 damage. Okay, Yanmega, that's fine. I need you to hit one of these eventually. I mean, listen, I gotta hit at some point, right? Hypnosis Liquidation again, it's fine. Okay, that's part of it. I need a 2-turn sleep on the Ogerpon, or else I actually am gonna lose, unfortunately. Dude! Absolutely not. No. Oh, wait, I'm alive, because I resist fire. I don't get crit. I thought I was getting crit there, for sure. Okay, first turn sleep on instant, not good. Not good at all. Ogerpon's dead. Ogerpon found dead in the street. Was there a glitch there for a second? You know, it's not over. It's not over. One turn sleep on instant. It's fine. It's not fine. They go into Rillaboom here, right? They go into the Gorilla. Okay. So a 1-turn sleep means I lose for sure. The last turn of grass terrain. Can I Bug Buzz here and detect? Honestly, the one I need damage on is this Incin, not the Rillaboom. It's okay, I'll just do this. I need to get lucky to win. Like, I need a 2-turn sleep here, I think. They glide, okay. I need at least a 2-turn sleep, by the way. Just a regular 2-turn might not be enough. I assume Bug Buzz 2 shots here, by the way. It should. Yeah, it's close. And they get another 1-turn wake. Okay, well, I mean, honestly, there's nothing I can do at that point. How much health do they have left? Too much. Okay. Well, the other question is, am I actually in range of anything here? Because the answer could be no. Is my Araquanid in range of knockoff? I have very good odds of surviving knockoff here. So I can go Terradark knockoff and liquidation, but they could U-turn. It depends on if the last one is Urshifu or not. So I need them to make a mistake. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten, this is not my, I've been playing with a lot of probabilities all day. This is not one where they've gone in my favor. Like basically they have me pinned because I can't protect low kicks here because Woodhammer would KO my Araquanid. There's knockoff. I just needed a 1-2 sleep on either Mon, and my position was like really good, but that's okay. That's okay. I mean, I had to hit the Hypnosis in the first place, right? And I've been getting lucky all day, so I really shouldn't complain. Let's see if they go for Flare Blitz here. Parting Shot's what we don't want to see. Like, they might just be tempted to go on the offense. I live this. Hold on. Cat, hold on just a second. What's the last Mon? The Raging Bolt I think I'll beat. It's Urshifu though. And I'm Dark Terra. So I go knockoff and liquidation. How much do you think Terradark knockoff does? Do you think it does a lot? The other option would be Swords Dance, but that's too risky, right? At least I know I'm faster. Okay, here's knockoff. Terradark boosted knockoff with Life Orb. We need this to do like 60%. That's a lot. They lose the Mystic Water. Low kicks being faster ends up playing a huge role here. You go for close combat? They're -1 defense. I think with the -1 defense, I think Araquanid will KO. Araquanid is strong. I'm pretty sure Araquanid gets this. Hold on a second. We are not out of this. Araquanid, bring us home. I wasn't sure about bringing you, but it seems like you have made a statement here. Little spider bug, itsy bitsy. We're going to game 3. Somehow, despite the odds, not really looking like it was probable, we have won game 2. Okay, well that was good. What did they lead that game? They led with Ogerpon plus Incin, right? I could lead with Araquanid. That's the other option here. Low kicks is really good. Low kicks is really good. I could lead with Araquanid. What's the downside? Like they lead like what? Incin plus Ogerpon? I lead Araquanid. I have to lead Yanmega, right? I bring those 4 again, I think, but the question is, do I start Yanmega or do I start with Araquanid or do I close with Araquanid? Araquanid's really bad. Like, Cleavor could be really good here. I haven't really had the spot for it. I start with Araquanid. I'm trying, like, it's a little bit risky, but my thought process is basically Cleavor is actually super good into the Pokemon that they're bringing. It hits 3 of the 4 mons for super effective, right? Whereas Araquanid actually isn't that good into the mons that they're bringing. And they're always leading with a fake out mon here. And I think they always lead Instant to get around the Cleavor because they don't want to switch into a Stone Axe. So they have to lead Instant plus something. Instant Urge again. Okay, that's fine. And I lead Araquanid plus Yanmega here. So it's Ghost Terra Ensign. I think that overall, while it's like really scary for me, I don't actually think this is a terrible lead. So I'll go Air Slash here and Liquidation. They could Water Terra on the Ursh. They fake out into the Araquanid, which is okay. And I hit Air Slash. So flinch or a crit. Okay, that's still okay, even though I didn't KO. They don't flinch either. I'm EV to survive this. I think I'll survive. I did EV for it. Okay, 2 hits, 3 hits. So now what? I flinch here. So they're gonna go for Aqua Jet here. I could bring in low kicks, but I kind of feel like the health is important, right? Do I want to KO the Urshifu this turn, or do I want to save my low kicks? I think I Hypnosis the Ensign, and the question is, do I liquidate Urshifu or do I liquidate Ensign? Because I think what is Ensign doing here? It's probably switching, right? I'm gonna get rid of the Urshifu ideally. Yeah, okay. I just didn't feel like I could switch. Also, the Ensign stayed in here, so I could have just killed it. That's actually pretty bad that I didn't kill it in hindsight. This knockoff is gonna hit pretty hard. Although the thing is, now what, right? Crit me? Wait, just does that much? Okay. I probably should have just taken Ensign here in hindsight, but the thing is, so here's the thing, now Ensign is on the field, and I have Cleavor, who's looking really good, right? Because now I have Scarf Cleavor and there's no Intimidate active. They go into Rillaboom, who is reliable, I'll give him that. I have Ghost Terra available here. So can I go for Terra Ghost X Scissor plus Liquidation, try and get the KO? Like, Cleavor's so good here. I'm gonna U-turn the Rillaboom actually and liquidate the Ensign. This could really backfire. Here's the Terra. This is probably Fire Terra on the Rillaboom. Oh, it's Ghost Terra Ensign. Oh, they thought I was going for Stone Axe, I guess? But what is Ensign going for then? And what's Rillaboom going for? Is it going for Fake Out? Okay, Fake Out into Araquanid. That's okay. Wait a second. Hold on a second. It will depend on if they Flare Blitz or not. Because I do good damage here, but I may have made a mistake, it looks like. Because I assumed they were going for Knockoff to cover for the Ghost Terra rather than Flare Blitz. But if they go for Flare Blitz, my spot is worse for sure. Parting Shot, neither. Okay, hold on. So now it's... What's the position? Now the position is actually quite tricky. Who's the last mon? It is Ogerpon again. So I have Cleavor in the back, who is like a great Pokemon to have, but I don't see how I'm winning this 3 versus 3 ever, actually. Because I'm knockoffed as well. I needed to kill this Instant earlier. I'm -1 on the low kicks, which is pretty bad. They don't have Fake Out active. This is actually just a losing spot, no matter what I do, I think. I can't find it, I'm sorry. Yeah, I couldn't find it in time. Now -1. Now -1 match. The double Fake Out combo is pretty tough. Okay, I mean, I guess I got the call right, but I wasn't really trying to make a call. There's Liquidation. Huge damage. Like, I'm just trying to wonder, is there a way that I can still win this? I need to kill at some point. That's like ultimately what's really making this difficult. Yeah, I'll do it. I think that low kicks can win this game in a way that like my other Pokemon, like I don't think Cleavor can win this game because it can't protect itself. Like I think, and I also think I need to do something to stop my, like I think the Fake Out, oh. Hold on, wait a second. Okay, that's not good. Well, how bad is that? Because Cleavor takes it. Is it that much of a disaster? I have Stone Axe available. I could, hold on. Hold on. Does this work? Oh, I'm in Grassy Glide range, aren't I? Wait, am I in Grassy Glide range? Yes or no? No way. No way am I in range. I'm in range. Cleavor? My goat? My king? Please kill! Please kill! There's no way this kills. No, I was so close. Wait, it's not Oh, I liquidated the wrong slot. That's what kills me here. If I get the crit here, I need to crit liquidation. That's all I need. I need one crit liquidation. Oh, I should have liquidated the other slot. Not enough. Winnable. Winnable, 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 winnable. I'm locked into stupid Terra Blast. If I Stone Axe that turn, I think I was actually winning, but it's okay. I made a mistake. Okay. They're gonna Woodhammer me, right, and get the kill. But the thing is that grass ends this turn. Yeah, okay, this is actually part of the plan because the grass ends this turn. And so what that means in practice is that I can play to an endgame where, like, the grass, okay, because the grass ends this turn, can I do anything with that? I go into Cleavor again. Does Stone Axe make contact? Hold on. I may have made a mistake here. I need to go for Swords Dance here and Stone Axe, and I think Stone Axe probably makes contact, then I just die to recoil. But you know what? That's okay. Because Rillaboom is not... Wait, what if Rillaboom's in range of Stealth Rocks? Hold on. Do you think Rillaboom's in range of Stealth Rocks? No, right? But maybe they think it is. I could hit the instant here. I guess I may have messed this up. I guess I probably needed to do something different here. Maybe Stone Axe kills. Yeah, I should have hit the thing is, if I hit the instant here, then I don't think I can beat the Ogre Pawn in a 1v1. Surely this doesn't make contact, right? It's swinging an axe. Surely that doesn't actually make contact, right? I could have checked. That's okay. I could have checked. My B. Yeah, that's okay. I felt like I was behind, and so I made a couple like pretty bad plays, in my opinion. This was very winnable, which is shocking because it's not a good matchup. Okay, technically they can still win. Watch, they switch instant out. They get overzealous. They switch instant to Rillaboom. Oh, that's not gonna work. That's okay, because basically, because both moves KO me, I didn't actually have a way to win this. I went to last Cleavor. Oh, they go for Swords Dance. Okay. They have Flare Blitz, so there's nothing I can do, right? Maybe they're gonna try and kill me with Grassy Glide. Like, is there any way to? No, because all three of their mons can KO me, and I can only take at most one kill a turn. Okay. I think they're just kind of like showing off. I don't think that's Stealth Rock's range because Stealth Rock's does like 1/8, right? And I don't think that's range. Yeah. All right, GG's. Yeah, well played. Yeah, not match. That's okay. Yeah, I think they played pretty well, and the double fake out combo is really hard when you don't have any tools. But overall, it was actually pretty competitive given what I'm using. So somehow, and I don't really know how, so don't ask, I made it into the top 16. In fact, after Swiss, I was 9th overall, meaning I'll need to play against the 8th seed. But there's a problem. Alrighty, folks, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is we made top cut, which is excellent and significantly better than I ever would have thought possible. But the bad news is that I think this is truly an auto loss matchup, and I'll tell you why. We're going up against a Rain team, which at first I thought would be in my favor because I don't have any fire moves and I have a Raquinid, so in theory, Rain seems good. But the problem is that this is a Rain team with Choice Scarf Urshifu, who outspeeds my entire team. And it's also a Rain team with Pokemon like Archaludon and Amoonguss, and who can be problematic. But the issue is that this Urshifu is Terra Grass. And so what that means in practice is that they can lead Urshifu Pelipper, and there is truly nothing I can do. So I've spent a couple minutes thinking about this. Rabska and Rain dies to Surging Strikes. Basically, the only Pokemon on my team who don't die to Rain Boost and Surging Strikes are a Raquinid who can't KO back. And Venonat, who it can ignore with Terra Grass and can't do anything back. So if this were like round 1, I would just hope that my opponent weren't very good, but they've made top cut. And so even if I were to deal with the Urshifu, the other Pokemon on this team are really difficult to handle. Like, I know I say, oh, like this is really bad often, but this one is like almost unthinkable to me. Like I can't see any path to victory here unless my opponent just like messes up in a big way, because even if they don't bring Urshifu, breaking through Pelipper, Amoonguss, Archaludon, like what am I supposed to do versus Archaludon? Serious question. Look at my team. Like I have one Pokemon that can hit it, and it's Low Kicks, and that's for neutral damage, and it also is stamina, by the way, if you were curious. Assault Vest stamina. So given that I can't beat Archaludon or Urshifu Rapid Strike or Amoonguss very easily, yeah, I mean, this is like, I mean, what, like, yeah, this is what I expected. I mean, nothing to do. Like, if I had Speed Boost on Yanmega, that'd be good, but I can't detect in front of Urshifu. Basically, my plan here is bait them into Grass Terra. They switched. That's not good. Amoonguss. Okay, this is the only way that I could win, is if they Terra Grassed here and let me X-Scissor them, but they didn't let me X-Scissor them. So this turn 1 play There is truly nothing I can do. Like, I don't think there's no, yeah, like there's no, I don't have any options with any of my Pokemon. And the only hope I had at victory was that they wouldn't figure this out. Like, basically my thought process is that this would happen, they'd Hurricane me, and then I could go into Cleaver and threaten X Scissor, but I can't even threaten X Scissor here. And they also have Citrus Berry on the Amoonguss, so I can't very easily do anything with that either. So I guess I go X Scissor Struggle Bug and hope that they let me. I mean, like, what if they don't Rage Powder, right? They Sleep Powder Venonat? Sure, why not? I'll play for the misplay. But even if this turn went well, I would still probably lose, and like there's no reason for them to take any kind of risk here. And because Rabska dies to Surging and Rain, there's like, I can't redirect. There's no bug type that learns Fake Out. I don't think there's a bug type that learns Follow Me. And if there is one, and then it's not worth using. Like, not only do I not have any tools on this team, like there's no tools that exist in the game that would let me get around this very easily, unless I wanted to do like Manual Sun. Okay, we want to see no Rage Powder, and also I don't even think Cleaver kills, even if they let me hit it. Okay, yeah, well, I mean, yeah, they're playing well. There's nothing I can do. There's truly not, like, it's unbeatable. It's unbreakable. I am faster. That's good to know. Cleaver does not two-shot Amoonguss, even if it didn't have Citrus Berry, and dies in one hit. Okay. And that's going to be game one. And if you're wondering what game two is going to look like, I suspect it will be something similar. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I can do here. Yeah, if they're going to play smart, then I don't think Venonat really works. Is there anything? Does anyone see anything? I'll take suggestions. I mean, I'm alone in my room. I'm not streaming. Go Venonat. There we go, buddy. They end the turn with more health than they started with. Yeah. I had Terra Dragon Rabska, but as you saw earlier, I needed an Electric Terra for it to be able to beat Urshifu, like most Urshifu. But yeah, I mean, rain boosted Urshifu with Terra Grass. Yeah, I mean, there's just nothing. Wait, Venonat lives. Let's go, Venonat. Yeah, okay, just a couple more Struggle Bugs. Just a couple more Struggle Bugs, bro, I promise. By the way, we didn't even see the last one. So, is there anything I can do here? Not really. If I could get the Speed Boost on Yanmega, I could at least Air Slash stuff, right? But the problem is that there's no way for me to get Speed Boost. Cleavor doesn't get knockoff, by the way. Like, one thing that I wanted to do was run knockoff Cleavor. So versus Scarf Urshifu, I got like knockoff Air Slash and try and get the Urshifu. But Cleavor, despite, I'm pretty sure both Scyther and Scizor get knockoff, but Cleavor does not. I mean, it's hopeless, right? It's genuinely hopeless. Folks, I don't think it's happening. Here it is again. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, as I said, there's nothing I can do. So here's the idea with this lead is that it forces them to make a choice. Either kill my Yanmega or kill my Rabska. You have to choose. And I think if I get the 50-50 right, then I can win the game. So I'm gonna go like this and Terra Electric Trick Room. It's not even really a 50-50. Basically, I have two options. The first option is to go for Air Slash and Trick Room in the same turn, Terra Electric Trick Room in the same turn. I've just set Trick Room up for my like with the, well, hang on, I probably didn't even set Trick Room up. Araquanid comes in here. I'm basically praying that they Surging Strike the Yanmega slot, not wanting to take Air Slash. I do think that Yanmega like my way into this game, to be honest. They didn't switch into Amoonguss, which could be bad. Oh wait, maybe they just go Surging into Rabska and okay, I mean I got the call correct, I guess. It depends who they Hurricane here. Maybe they Tailwind Copium. I could have killed the Urshifu, but I didn't want to. Wow, I took that like a champ. Good job. Let's see if I take Hurricane here. Yeah, nice play. Okay, cool. I mean, not cool at all. Really disastrous, actually. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so Araquanid going down there isn't good, but I mean, I got Trick Room up. That's something. I can go into Yanmega this turn, or I can go into Low Kicks. If I go into Low Kicks, what happens? I mean, I think I have to go Yanmega here, even though I just set Trick Room up. It's like not the perfect situation, but whatever. I'm playing with what I got, right? Air Slash will not kill this Urshifu. So you know what I do then is I actually try and get myself some momentum, because I don't think they Grass Terra this turn. Okay, Pelipper switches. Should be a Amoonguss. Or a Caledon, I'll take either. Amoonguss, okay. They doubled, okay. If I hit Hypnosis, I'm still losing. Ah, Caledon, okay. I need to hit this Hypnosis this turn. And I probably need a special defense drop here as well. Does this thing have Snarl? Does not. Nothing. Ugh, that's not good. Okay, Yanmega's doing its best to keep us in the game, but I mean, like I said, I can't break this Arcalodon at all, ever, period. I go Hypnosis here. Can I psychic here? He's gonna do a lot. This might be a 2-shot with the citrus. Strong, really strong. I assume it's gonna be electro shot this turn. First turn of sleep on a Moongus. It can't protect itself. That's something. There's electro shot. +1 now. I mean, like, I don't see how I ever win this. Copium? Maybe it misses. Okay. I need Hypnosis to connect. If Hypnosis misses, game insta over. Immediately. Yeah, I mean, I was playing with... I mean, listen, I'm doing my best, folks, you know? I promise you I'm doing my best, but at a certain point, like, I just can't. There's not much I can do here. Okay, I go for Detect and I try and get the kill with Psychic again. I think they just have to have to stay in here. Okay, here's the thing. I think that if I win game 2 this game somehow, I could win game 3. The issue is really their Calodon, because I think I can break most of the other mons. Oh, but now they go into Urshifu. I actually needed to let Yanmega go down here. That was a mistake. Okay. Okay, hang on. Hold this mix up. I got it. Oh, wait, no, I lose anyway. Hang on. I block it. Okay. I see a way to win, okay? Okay, are you ready? Speed boost. They're gonna go to Urshifu here. Pelipper. Okay, I see the way to win. It's Detect and Terra Electric Terra Blast. I need to get the double Detect here, probably. Because I can't... Yeah, I think I need the double Detect. Oh, wait, I see a way to win. I see the way to win. I need some, like... some ridiculous luck, but it is possible still. They're going to Terra Pelipper this turn, most likely, to steal, but I can't punish that. I just have to go for Terra Blast. I need a double Detect. I need the 1 in 3 chance for a double Detect to even have a chance. Here's the Terra. Steal on Pelipper, probably. Unless they're giving me Grass or Calodon, but I don't think that's likely. Stupid Pelipper. Okay. Smellipper goes to steal. It's Flashkin and Draco Meteor Body Press. Ugh. No, Yanmega, you were so close. Yeah, you know, it wasn't as bad as you would have thought based on the matchup. I actually think I kept it pretty competitive. This doesn't kill. Oh god, that does nothing. Tailwind. Oh, hold on. Wait, I have a chance. Hold on, there is a chance because they set Tailwind here. Oh, the Yanmega just dodged there. Here's the thing, they lose the rain this turn. So with rain ending, they no longer have access to Hurricane. So can I do anything with that? Is there anything there? I go into low kicks. Hurricane hit Weather Wall, Tailwind, Magic Guard, or Wide Guard. Okay, I need some luck. I need some luck, and I need them to make a huge mistake here. I need them to give me Swords Dance without killing low kicks, even though both their mons can do it with... Well, the thing is, they can only kill me with Flash Cannon, which you could argue is kind of committal. Too bad my Rabska doesn't have Rabska Blast. Yeah, they should just Flash Cannon. Oh, do I live this? I got really close, folks. I got really close. Imagine that missed, okay? Imagine that missed. Imagine that missed and they went for Hurricane and that missed too, okay? Then I get Trick Room up. Okay, well, yeah, you know, I gave myself actually a lot of outs. Like, and I unironically gave myself outs to win this. Let me say GG's. Yeah. But as you can see, like, I mean, the opponent says, I think this matchup is unwinnable. I'm inclined to agree. I mean, listen, I did my best, right? If I had a Hypnosis, if I hit a double Detect, if they missed the moves at the end, I'm not saying that I should have won because I don't think that I should have won, but I think that I made it a lot closer. I think that I made it like surprisingly close given the matchup. But I mean, that's what happens when you use 6 bugs. Overall, I would say that this has gone significantly better than I even dared to hope. I thought that getting 4 wins was like the absolute most high roll situation. So to get 5 wins, not really the situation that I thought was going to happen today, especially after yesterday. So in the end, I finished 9th, and all I can say is, holy cow. After going 1 and 3 my last attempt, I am just in shock that I was able to make it all the way to the end somehow by just changing out 1 Pokemon and maybe getting a bit luckier. I have a few takeaways from this experience. First, I'm never doing this again, ever. This was so awful. I'm just so glad that it's over. Second, that stupid quote where they tell you to win with your favorites, that's a lie. That is propaganda. Karen from the Elite Four was not thinking about the poor bug type specialists like me when she said that line. Anyway, thanks for watching. And if you'd like to see a monotype tournament run that was challenging in a different way, you can watch this video where I entered a tournament using only normal type Pokemon.